set from Rutgers Stadium. Syracuse in the orange uniforms, moving from right to left. Loyola in the white with the green numbers, the green stripe on the shorts. The Greyhounds moving from left to right. Cantabine taking the face-off along with Kirk Pratt at midfield. We're underway. Ball rolls loose on the Syracuse side of the field, and Paul Gate goes after it for the Orangemen. It gets squirted to the near side on the sidelines, and Syracuse will have it as Jim Blanding, the leading scorer for Loyola, knocked it out of bounds. 58 points on the year, 32 goals, 26 assists. Blanding from Camillus, New York, right near Syracuse. Orangemen control. This is Dumpson right near midfield. He's being whacked at by Kevin Beach, brings it into the attack zone. We'll see if Syracuse can register goals early. They've done it all year long. Maricek has it behind the cage for the Orangemen. Syracuse moving from right to left in the orange uniforms, going for 3 straight national championships. Maricek angle left, 15 yards out. Now throws it behind the net for Egan. The man was involved in the pregame fight. Up top for Paulgate, trying to spin in front. A pass for Dumpson is knocked away. The ball is loose. Paulgate gets it back, gets whacked at by 2 players, but keeps control. And now he throws a terrible pass to Maricek over his head, and Loyola will take over.
Steve, Loyola's playing a zone defense, and that really is the first time Syracuse has seen a zone defense that tight, and they seem, at the outset, very awkward going against it.
Coach Cottle told me yesterday Loyola will use at least 4 or 5 defenses trying to confuse the Orangemen a little bit, and right now the Greyhounds in possession. 1 minute into this 1990 National Championship game, no score. Leahy brings it into the box, and now Loyola in control in the Syracuse end. Dennis Simmons playing the tight defense on Ted Nichols. Nichols, the 4th leading scorer on this team. Nichols on the right side, trying to work in front. Simmons watching him. Goes behind the cage for Blanding. Loyola said they're going to try to slow it down. They're doing that right now. Blanding behind the net, watched by Holbrook. Now beats Holbrook. Has to move on the side of the net. Instead goes circling back. And very deliberate right now, the Greyhounds are. Blanding trying to work in front of Holbrook. Still can't do it. Still in control behind the net. A pass in front, a shot, and it goes wide. Kronberger never really had control of the ball, but Loyola with some good play, and right now the Greyhounds do not look intimidated.
No, reminds me of Penn, this kind of slow-down tactics. And for Syracuse, that was their closest game of the year. I want to mention at halftime we'll be talking to Penn coach Tony Seaman, so we'll have to see what his insights are to this slow-down tactics.
Blanding with it behind the net. A pass in front, a shot, and a score! Kolbeck scores the goal. Chris Kolbeck. It's 1-0 Loyola. A minute 50 in. The Greyhounds on the board first for just the 2nd time this year. A team has scored first against the Orangemen. Chris Kolbeck, his 36th goal of the year. And the Greyhounds are up 1-0.
It's ironic. The best way to play against a slow-down tactic offense is with patience. Loyola will keep it behind the net, keep it behind the net, keep it behind the net. And once you go right at them, then they'll go in front and get that 1-on-0 or 2-on-1 advantage. And that was exactly the case. Kolbeck right in front.
To say that we expected a start like this is definitely a lie. We expected Syracuse to be out early as they usually are, but the Orangemen find themselves down 1-0 early. Ball loose in the box. Palin picks it up for the Orangemen inside the crease, and now passes it up ahead for Gary Gate. In the middle of the field it goes. Orangemen have it. Winship. He'll throw it into the box for Maricek. Now behind the cage, they swing it for Jim Egan. Egan trying to work in front. Being watched by Curry on defense. Egan with a right-hand cradle. Syracuse down 1-0, trying to work it on offense. Egan even with the cage on the right side, about 10 yards away. Now circles back behind the net. Curry still watching him. They swing it top of the box for Gary Gate. Now back behind the cage, Egan. Syracuse moving it around. Egan trying to work in front, watched by Curry. Curry hacking at him, still hacking at him. Egan trying to dodge him, loses control. It's picked up by the Greyhounds. Now loose again in the box, right in front. Maricek goes after it. He loses control, still loose. Dumpson has it. He loses control. He gets knocked down. Mad scramble in front of the net. The ball is still loose. Picked up, shot, and score! Paul Gate with the goal. It's 1-1. Syracuse is on the board. They answer right back. 58 seconds later, the Orangemen tie the game at 1 apiece. Paul Gate off a mad scramble in front. The ball was loose for a good 10-15 seconds. Gate picked it up and beat the goaltender Toomey.
If you go back to 10 seconds before that shot went in by Paul Gate, a Loyola defenseman, Quinn, was about to pick it up. When the ball was up in the air, Tom Maricek didn't try to catch it, didn't try to knock it to an Orangeman. All he tried to do was get a stick on it, so Quinn couldn't catch it. Because Quinn couldn't catch it, Maricek gets a stick on it. Ball loose on the field. Syracuse able to pick it up and score the goal by Paul Gate.
The Orangemen with a tough goal, not the flashy ones we're used to, but a tough one. It's 1-1. First shot of the game for Syracuse is a goal. Just about 3 minutes in. Here they come again. Gate in the box, loses control after the pass by Marechek. Tommy Marechek gets it back on the right. 15 yards out on the angle. Doesn't take the shot. Instead goes side of the net for Burns. He shoots a save on the play by Toomey. A kick save with the left leg. Loyola tries to break out. Still in their own end. The pass is knocked down by Egan. Or Burns, actually. It's picked up, though, by Curry for Loyola, who sprints down the left side. Curry, a pass in the box for Kronberger goes astray. McCabe there for Syracuse. So is Holbrook. Ball loose in front of the Syracuse net now. Orangemen pick it up. Matt Moore there for Syracuse. Still loose. And finally, Curry gets it for Loyola right in front of the Syracuse bench. And he is decked by Rob Persing. And now a fight is breaking out in front of the Syracuse net. Right in front of the Syracuse bench, actually. Players from both sides. The Loyola bench is empty. Right in front of the Syracuse bench, there is a fight. You can see some sticks flying. Greg Burns on top of a couple of players. Bedlam breaking loose in front of the Syracuse bench. Loyola players now splitting towards the left side. All kinds of problems. Kronberger is there with Burns. Kronberger was the man involved before the game with Egan. The fight is spreading towards the track just behind the Syracuse bench. Now finally players are separating. Loyola players going back to their bench. Syracuse players and Matt Palem waving the stick trying to get the crowd pumped up. Boy, oh boy, Seth Keene, 11 and a half left first quarter. This one has got some fireworks out early. We're tied at 1.
Wow. All I can say is wow, because that started on a crunching check by Persing. Winship was there as well, and all this occurred, the problem was, all this occurred right in front of the Syracuse bench, and this Loyola team very, very feisty. They're not going to roll down and die. They're going to play gutsy, and Kronberger came out swinging and slugging and stuff like that. Then the Syracuse bench got involved. The Loyola players came over. This is going to be some kind of championship game, a game we honestly didn't expect.
Boy, you talk about getting the crowd into it. The Syracuse fans now at the Let's Go Orange chant, and you just see how quickly those Loyola players came off the bench to the aid of the teammates. Certainly not a place you want to start a fight in front of the opposing bench, but Loyola Greyhound players right there at the aid of the teammates. And a second scrum, if you would call it that, so far today.
Now, some of these players know each other. I'm almost positive Persing knows Kronberger. They're both from Maryland, and in fact, talking to Persing a couple weeks ago, he said, I'd like to play Loyola or Towson. I know some players. I'd like to show a couple of them up. I'm sure Kronberger would like to show up Persing, and those two went at it.
Well, you said it all started with that crunching check, and in a game like this, it's not surprising. You saw Syracuse gets the goal off the big scramble in front, lots of physical play, and then another one in front of the Syracuse net. Finally, the ball went loose in front of the Syracuse bench, and the crunching check, as you mentioned, started that little melee.
Now, on the check, there was no flag called. I'm sure we'll have some kind of...
It was a clean hit.
Right, I'm sure we'll have some kind of now unsportsmanlike conduct, but the initial check and the hit that started everything, no flag was thrown down. That was clean.
No doubt something will undoubtedly be called on this one. Really couldn't see. The orange jerseys were all around who actually was on top of each other, and the officials still sorting things out down on the field right now. With that, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, it'll continue. 11 and a half left first quarter. Syracuse and Loyola tied at 1. You're listening to the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
Now is the time to give your home that much-needed facelift with an all-season wood deck from Architect. We take special pride in being designers as well as contractors. We offer you a glimpse into the countless possibilities available for your dream deck. Or we can build on your ideas for a customized deck that's just right for your home. From planters and built-in benches to unique rails and fine details, an Architect is more than just a patio, it's a living space. Call Architect of Central New York, America's deck builder.
You might think owning a car this luxurious would be prohibitively expensive. But don't be fooled, because this car was recently rated the best overall value of any European car in its class, which makes the Volvo 740 something rare indeed.
See you later, Dad!
A luxury sedan for people who don't consider any of their income disposable.
After that mini brawl that we had in front of the Syracuse bench. Loyola called a timeout, and right now the players from both teams back out onto the field. Egan has been called for a penalty. He's in the penalty box, and Loyola now in the man-up situation. Actually, now both teams are going to have one, so it's no loss of manpower. 5 on each side up front. Blanding trying to work in front. He shoots it wide to the right of Palin, so penalties all over the place. We'll sort it out, but both teams with the same amount of players on the field. That's the case.
Jim Egan is in the penalty box. He got a 3-minute call for unsportsmanlike. But right now, both teams even strength as Loyola players in the box as well.
Bulldogs in control. Ted Nichols, angle on the right. Persing watching him. Now he's trying to spin in front, trying to dodge. Persing can't do it. He'll slow it down as we expected. Goes behind the net with a right-hand cradle. Nichols circles now. Angle on the left. Top of the box, Kronberger. He's going to try to make some moves. With a right-hand cradle coming in. Has some room in front. A shot and a save. Halem got a piece of it, and Persing brings it out for the Orangemen. Quickly, Syracuse the other way. Persing brings it over the midfield line. Coming into the box, 20 yards out on the left side. Now on the extreme side, it's Marachek behind the net for Burns. Syracuse will work it around. Gary Gate on the right, on the wing. Fakes the pass now, still in control. Watched by Sean Smith. Behind the net, Burns. Syracuse making some wholesale changes here. On the field, out come Dumpson and Paul Gate. Marachek throws it top of the box for Dumpson. Rodney comes in, pass side of the net for Gary Gate. Double teamed is Gary. Still looking, trying to work in front. A shot, score! Gary Gate fending off 2 defenders to score the goal. It's 2-1 Syracuse with 10:15 left in the first quarter for Gate, his 42nd of the year. He now needs 6 to break the all-time NCAA record.
I'll tell you what, that time when Gary Gate did very well. Syracuse has been very patient against the zone. They're passing it around. That time, Gate faked the pass, fired. He went in between 2 defensemen. The defensemen were looking for the pass. They got the shot, and Syracuse got the lead.
So Syracuse is now up 2-1 with 10 minutes, 15 seconds left in the first quarter. Both goals unassisted. Paul has one, Gary has one as the Gates, along with 11 other Orangemen, play their last game in a Syracuse uniform. For the first time in this game, the Orangemen have the lead, 2-1 Syracuse. Face off at midfield. Kurt Pratt there for Syracuse. Canterbean for Loyola, and it's taken by the Orangemen. Marachek. Gary Gate now in the box with Paul Gate. It goes astray. Burns there to back up, but it was off Syracuse, and the Orangemen will lose possession. Loyola will take over. 10:03 left in this first quarter. And boy, oh boy, a pregame fight and a little scuffle in this first quarter early.
Steve, I'm going to predict that this quarter is going to be very, very close. Syracuse right now just testing out that zone defense. They really haven't faced one as tight as this zone all year. I expect, though, in the second quarter and the third quarter, they're just going to explode.
Loyola has been able to keep it close early, and right now the Greyhounds in possession on the Syracuse end of the field. On the left side, top of the box, it's Sean Smith. They'll swing it behind the net for Blanding, and Blanding will just stand there and use some time. Loyola in no hurry. Holbrook watching him, and now he throws it back up top of the box. Greyhounds working it in. Ted Nichols trying to work behind the net. Persing watching him. Nichols now coming to the near side, trying to work in front, dodge Persing, can't do it, still moving around, angle on the right side, right in front of the cage. Instead they'll go back up top. It's stolen though by Patane. He loses control. Kronberger in the box, hold that, back to Sean Smith. A shot is a save by Palin. Oh, Matt Palin came up big. Smith was right on the doorstep. Palin double team, gets it off to Rob Persing. Loyola playing some tough riding of the Syracuse Orangemen. Persing takes a shot from Kronberger, who's really pumped up. Pass in the box, Gary Gate has room. Gary dodges one man, shoots and scores! Oh, is that pretty? Gary Gate, his second of the game. It's 3-1 Syracuse, 9 minutes, 2 seconds left first quarter. The Greyhounds jump out to the 1-zip lead. Syracuse has come right back with 3 straight. Gate now has 43 on the year. He needs 5 to break the all-time record.
You know his stick handling abilities, but that play, it was all athleticism. He made a great play to catch it, and then in the same motion to run as he catches it. It's very hard to do in lacrosse. But his way for the defense, and the way to defense that, you can't. It's 3-1.
Gary Gate, the assist goes to Rob Persing. So Gate now with 2 goals, and it's 3-1 Syracuse, 9:02 left first quarter. Again, the face-off in midfield. 31 seconds left on the 2 penalties. And then Jim Egan for Syracuse will be able to come back out. Now a delay off the face-off. Pavlik going for Loyola. Pratt for Syracuse. The Orangemen able to run on that particular play. Person with a good play after Palem got control of the double team and give it to Gary Gate with some open running room, and he'll make some things happen.
And you notice Gate and the rest of the Orangemen have been shooting high as opposed to low. Toomey, the goaltender, is pretty short. He's only 5'8".
The face-off in midfield. Pratt and Pavlik go at it. On the Loyola side, it rolls. Gary Gate scoops it up for the Orangemen. A pass is knocked away, but it's picked up by Paul Gate. Pass in the box to Maricek. He spins. He fakes a shot. Now he's triple teamed. Still has control. Back up top for Paul Gate. Gary straight on, 20 yards out. Syracuse in control. 8:40 left first quarter. Orangemen by a pair. Syracuse working it around. Gary Gate throws it behind the net. Now Maricek even with the cage on the right. Back up top for Paul. The penalty is over. Egan is back out on the field. Rodney dumps it on the right side of the net for Gary Gate. Has Maricek in front, doesn't give it to him. Gate watched by Sean Quinn, the defenseman, a senior defenseman. It goes in front now for Burns. Syracuse trying to move it around. Past Maricek, side of the net. Shot goes wide. Actually a save. I don't know if the defenseman or Toomey got it. Goes behind the net there to back up for Syracuse was Egan. The Orangemen will still be in control.
You need more of a team play to beat a zone. You can't go one-on-one. You need guys cutting towards the net. You notice that time, Egan cutting towards the net along with Maricek.
Dumps in on the left, 15 yards out, has control. He'll throw it to Paul Gate. Syracuse working it around. Gary Gate on the right. Now behind the cage for Egan. Right side dumps and winds up, shoots, and it's deflected away by Toomey. Goes up above the net. Syracuse still in control. 7:53 left first quarter, 3-run Orangemen.
Shot-wise, things pretty even. Syracuse with 6, Loyola with 5.
The crowd here has filled in. This place is just about packed here at Rutgers Stadium. A beautiful day, about 70, 72 degrees. The sun is shining for the 1990 Lacrosse National Championship. Rodney Dumpson swings it to Maricek behind the cage now for Burns. Greg Burns goes back up top. Dumpson 15 yards out. They throw to Paul Gate. Shot goes high over the net. Syracuse will still have it. Gate wound up. Watching him was Tom Johnson with the long stick, and Paul missed the net on that one.
And you can afford to shoot high against Loyola because you have Egan behind the net. Loyola playing the zone. Nobody really guarding Egan when he's behind. So if you miss the shot and it goes down the end line, Syracuse can get it right back.
Things have calmed down a little bit. Syracuse slowing things down on the offensive end. Moving it around. Rodney Dumpson 15 yards out on the right. Up top, Egan. Pass in front for Maricek. Trying to spin away. Double teamed. Throws it behind the net for Burns. Behind the net. Syracuse still working around. Now Gary Gate gets it poked away, and Loyola comes away with it. Syracuse had it for about a minute and a half for the Loyola end, unable to convert. And out come the Greyhounds. Curry running with it at midfield on the far side. Dumpson watching him. Curry 20 yards out on the left. Gets it to Kronberger. About 25 yards from the cage. He's watched by Patane. Kronberger with a right-hand cradle. 6:45 left first quarter, 3-1 Syracuse. Kronberger now coming to the right, trying to beat. Has room in front. Kronberger shoots, and it's knocked away in front. McKay goes after it for Syracuse. Now a whistle on the play. And we've got a violation, a crease violation against Loyola. Syracuse will take over. So that time, Kronberger looked like he was going to slow things down. Then the burst of speed actually beat Patane. But as Syracuse defenders, Holbrook and McCabe in particular, often do, they come into that net and help out goaltender Matt Palem.
Well, we mentioned this before in another broadcast. Syracuse is very loose on the perimeter. Their defense looks at the perimeter kind of shoddy, but when you get close to that cage, they become that much tougher.
6:30 left. First quarter, 3-1 Syracuse. Orangemen on the attack. Now Syracuse will slow things down. Egan on the right side. Goes behind the net for Tommy Maricek. Maricek even with the cage on the right, about 10 yards away. Being whacked out by a Loyola defender. Goes up top for Burns. Greg Burns not behind the net. Egan's behind the net. Now Ricky Kramer on the field for the first time for the Orangemen, along with Joe Bonacci. Bonacci has it out 20 yards from the cage on the right. Dan Cahey out there also for the Orangemen on the offensive attack. Behind the net, it's Tom Maricek. Maricek trying to dodge a defender and sprint in front. Works in front, shoots, and it's deflected wide and high. Syracuse will still have it. Egan just standing behind the net waiting for Syracuse with 5:53 left first quarter.
The second team of minis in the game for Syracuse has to change their act. They have to move and cut towards the net. This is the zone defense. You can't stand still.
Really not much movement for the Orangemen. A lot of passing around, but no really good cuts to the goal to create scoring opportunities as of yet. Cahey 15 yards out on the left. They'll swing it behind behind the net now. Jim Egan has it. Watched by Quinn's long stick, one of the starting defenders for Loyola. Syracuse still moving it around. Bonacci, angle left. Bonacci with a right-hand cradle goes top of the box for Cahey, 20 yards away. Dan Cahey for the Orangemen trying to set things up. Syracuse moving it around, frustrated right now by this Greyhound zone defense, doing a good job. Egan behind the net, right side Bonacci. Decides not to take the shot, instead goes back up for Burns. Syracuse still swinging around, using a lot of clock right now. Maricek behind the net. Egan straight behind the goal. Watched by Quinn. Jim Egan still spinning. Gets it to Maricek, even with the cage on the right side. Now Kramer, a ground ball shot goes wide of the net to the right side, and again Egan there to back up. Syracuse still in control with 4:58 left first quarter. The Orangemen, after trailing 1-0 early, now are up 3-1 in their quest for three-peat. Syracuse going for its third consecutive national championship here today at Rutgers Stadium, and the Orangemen on the offensive attack here in the first quarter. Maricek, even with the cage on the right, behind the net now Egan. Syracuse trying to get some movement going against this zone defense. Cahey top of the box, double teamed, almost lost control, scoops it up though. Cahey 20 yards out straight on, passes to Kramer. Ricky Kramer throws it on the right side for Bonacci. Joe Bonacci trying to work in front. Bonacci with a right-hand cradle gets shoved away by Pavlik. Joe Bonacci still has it. Now to Cahey, behind the net Egan. Egan on the left side behind the net. Right-hand cradle trying to work in front. Gets to Maricek. Maricek winds up, shoots. It's deflected. Never even gets to the cage. Pavlik there to block it, and Loyola will take control. Good defense by Tony Pavlik. Watching Maricek, and Maricek wound up. It never even got to the net. It deflected off from Pavlik, and the Greyhounds stopped the Orangemen.
Come on, little brother, keep up. I found the perfect spot to put my dream house.
The way you work, you'll have to retire to use it.
I'm thinking about it.
Retirement. Your money should work harder than ever. Marine Midland professionals and a Marine Gain savings plan can help.
What do you think?
What's the story?
Next year, the business is all yours.
Marine Gain savings from Marine Midland. Let's work it out together.
Why does Dodge Spirit always come out ahead of the competition? Because Spirit gives you better comfort with more rear seat legroom than any American or Japanese car in its class. Longer powertrain protection. Plus the security of a standard driver's side airbag Stanza and Accord don't even offer. All for $99.35, making it the best value in its class.
The time to deal is now. See your nearby Team Dodge dealer today.
Loyola trying to break out of its own end. Watched by Syracuse very tightly. Jim Egan riding Scott Oslislow. He passed it ahead for Kronberger, loose in the Syracuse box. He couldn't handle it. Ball still loose now, 20 yards from the Syracuse net. Gets knocked back towards midfield. Loyola there to pick it up. It's Nichols. Ted Nichols throws it on the right side for Blanding. Watched by Holbrook. And now Loyola, after about 3 or 4 minutes without the ball, is on the attack. Colbeck, who scored the goal, right in front of that 15 yards out. Passes it over to Kevin Beach. Greyhounds will again slow it down by 2 goals with 3:40 left first quarter. Blanding trying to make some moves on Holbrook, angle on the right side. Instead, we'll bring it back up to the top of the box, 20 yards away. Passes it to Kronberger. He watched by Patain. Kronberger again involved in that pregame fight with Jim Egan. That was something else. Players going at it during the pregame warm-up. Nichols gets it to Blanding. Moving it around very deliberately are the Greyhounds. Blanding has it 20 yards away straight on. Passes it to Beach. He's watched by Winship. Kevin Beach, a big guy, goes 6'4", 205 pounds. Now knocked down is Colbeck. He still has control about 30 yards from the Syracuse net. Tight defense by McCabe, very tight. And he finally gets it over to Nichols, who's trying to make some moves on Person. Comes into the box. It's knocked away. A pass for Colbeck, kind of like a give and go. Ball rolls loose on the Syracuse side of the field. And Colbeck picks it up. Knocked away by Patain. He's double teamed. The ball goes behind the Syracuse net and out of bounds. And Loyola will still have it, but some very aggressive defense set by McCabe and Patain, and coming up and trying to harass the Greyhound offensive players.
I'll tell you, Patain has played really well in this Final Four. He scored a goal against North Carolina. That was his first of the season, and that time some great defense by David Patain.
2:40 left first quarter, 3-1 Orangemen. Loyola still trying to slow things down against Syracuse. Down by 2 goals. Blanding behind the net, pass in front, shot, score! Oh, what a setup. Colbeck is second of the game. It's now 3-2 Syracuse, 2:34 left. And finally that Syracuse defense was lulled to sleep a little bit, and Colbeck gets his second of the game.
Lulled to sleep. You took the words right out of my mouth. That was that give and go you're talking about, where there's a play where Loyola waits and all of a sudden they burst and cut towards the net. That time we thought David Batain playing well. He was the guilty party. He was lulled to sleep. Colbeck got in there. He scores his second. Now it's a one-goal game.
A pick was set at the top of the box, and Colbeck got free. And with the offensive abilities of Blanding, Colbeck, Kronberger, Nichols, guys like that, get him wide open in front, and these Loyola players will find him. Colbeck, his second of the game from Blanding at 2:34 left in the first quarter. 3-2, Syracuse leads. So a goal by Loyola. Syracuse comes back with 3. The Greyhounds tack on another one. It's a one-goal game right now. And again, off the faceoff, we have another violation. This one will be against Vakeness. For Loyola, Syracuse will be on the offensive attack.
This is a big opportunity here for Syracuse. The Gates and Dumpson back on the field, and for the Orange, they need a goal here. They need to get that kind of 2-goal cushion going into the second quarter.
The call is stepping on the stick of Kirk Pratt. Vakeness with some fancy footwork. There's only been one clean face-off in this whole game so far. Team's trying to jump the gun. That's the aggressiveness. Syracuse on the offensive attack. Marachek on the near side. Behind the net it goes for Egan. They swing it right around the perimeter. Paulgate, top of the box, 20 yards out on the right. Now Dumpson doesn't shoot. Back to Paulgate, 20 yards away. Gary on the far side. Behind the net for Egan. Jim Egan trying to work in front now. Pass to Marachek. Angle on the right side, 10 yards away. Pass in front. Shot, score! No! He hit the net. The ball goes loose. The net was hit. It'll still be Syracuse ball. Egan there to back up. Gate tried to stuff it home. His stick actually hit the net. Almost a crease violation actually on Gary Gate. Kind of an alley-oop play. Syracuse does not convert. With 1:52 left first quarter, it's still 3-2 Orangemen. Syracuse still with it. Paul Gate on the far side. Dumpson now. Top of the box. Back to Paul on the right. Gary Gate throws it behind the cage for Egan. Jim Egan trying to work in front now. Gets to Marachek. Marachek decides not to take the shot. Still spinning. Back to Egan, even with the cage on the right. Marachek's taking just one shot all game. Egan cradling. Back to Burns. Top of the box Gate. Winds up. Shoots, and it goes wide of the net. Orangemen will still have it with 1:29 left first quarter. 3-2 Syracuse.
Steve, all afternoon long, it's going to be a frustrating game for Greg Burns. He is caught right in the middle of this zone defense, so he has to remain patient, catch the ball if needed, to feed it back, but probably won't be his best goal-scoring game.
Egan throws it up top for Dumpson, 15 yards out. He throws it away. The pass intended for Paul Gate. Out of bounds it goes. In the Loyola bench, the Greyhounds will have it with 1:18 left first quarter.
Fourth turnover against Syracuse. Loyola was just 1, and you expected that to be the opposite way. Syracuse, the loose team, but right now it is Loyola who has the confidence, and it's playing very well.
On Saturday, Syracuse beat North Carolina 21-10 in a thorough domination. Not the case here today at Rutgers Stadium in the championship game. 3-2 Orangemen, 1:10 left first quarter, and now Quinn comes into the box for Loyola on the attack. Greyhounds trying to tie it up. Nichols, pass on the side of the net is knocked away, but Loyola will still have control. Colbeck, who has both Loyola goals with it, with the right-hand cradle 20 yards away, beats McCabe, comes in front, a shot, saved by Matt Palin. The flag is down on the play. This one will be against Syracuse. Some stick work by the Orangemen. It'll be a slash, and the man-up situation we talked about in pregame, it'll be a 1-minute personal penalty on Syracuse. Loyola, very good in the man-up situation, about 40%.
41 to be exact, Steve.
Okay.
And for Lacrosse, 30 is good. So this Loyola man-up situation, their 6 men on the field are very, very good. A Loyola goal here. We're tied going into the second quarter.
52 seconds left in the first quarter. 3-2 Orangemen. We'll watch Loyola's man-up offense go to work now. They've got Beach staked out at the top of the box. Kronberger on the left, about 15 yards out, and Nichols on the right. And those three play catch. They go side of the net now for Anderson. Kevin Anderson, another big guy, 6'3". Nichols, top of the box, straight on to Kronberger on the left. Now behind the cage, it's Blanding. Side of the net, Beach. In front, shot, save. A kick save by Palin off the Kronberger shot. Syracuse trying to get control. Stratton there for the Orangemen. Ball rolls loose in front of the Syracuse bench. Players on both sides there. Stratton still whacking at it for Syracuse. Ball still loose on the field. Winship there for the Orangemen. Ball goes up into the air, and now a whistle on the play. And it will be Syracuse ball, and that is a big play right there with 13 seconds left in the quarter. In the man-up situation, Loyola moved it around, tried for that one play, the give and go, the quick pass by Beach, but Palin, as he has done all season long and on Saturday, played great with 22 saves, came up big.
Right, 2 saves on that series. He now has 5 on the game, and that 22 save performance, that was his best performance in his career, so obviously he's saving his best for last.
Paul Gates sprinting into the attack zone, passing the box from Marechek with 4 seconds left, goes behind the net, 2 seconds left. Syracuse Burns trying to work in front, gets it in front, but that will do it. The pass to Gate is after the whistle, and that is the end of the first quarter. And in what has to be considered a surprise, the #1 team in the nation, Syracuse, coming in undefeated, looking for its 3rd straight national championship at 15 minutes in the books. Syracuse 3, Loyola 2. You're listening to the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
Central New York truck buyers are tough customers. You ask tough questions. Who has a complete bumper-to-bumper warranty for 3 years or 50,000 miles? Who has more net horsepower and better fuel economy for V6 engines than most V8s? And who right now has the largest selection of 4x4 and 2-wheel drive trucks? With rebates of up to $750 cash back or GMAC financing as low as 7.9%. Come on, tough customer. See your Heart of New York Chevy dealer today.
All that stuff that was available for you that you didn't take advantage of is still there if you want to go for it. It's another open door or series of open doors that you can choose to go through and really build yourself.
Explore your choices with an academic advisor. Call for an appointment.
And something that was taught to me a long time ago is education is something you get and nobody can ever take it away from you, ever.
Hi, I'm Kelly for Kids News. We're here at Popeyes to find out why so many kids like to eat at Popeyes. Why Popeyes for you? I love Popeyes chicken. How about you?
You can't beat Popeyes Cajun nuggets.
And how about you?
You won't believe this. Popeyes red beans and rice.
And there you have it. Popeyes food is great. I'm Kelly for Kids News at Popeyes.
When you need a prescription filled, you need fast and friendly service, you need the pharmacy professionals at Lincourt Drugs, your neighborhood corner store. Let Jack or Chris price your next prescription. And check out our new discount prices on health and beauty products. We've lowered prices throughout the store so that you don't have to go to strangers to get low prices. We expanded our video rental section to include thousands of movies. Take advantage of our 2-for-1 at $1.99 Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. If you only have to make one stop, make it Lincourt Drugs, your neighborhood corner store.
For Loyola, Chris Kolbeck has 2 goals in the game, and a pre-game fight between Kronberg of Loyola and Jim Egan of Syracuse, and another fight 3 minutes into the game where 2 players, including Egan of Syracuse, getting an unsportsmanlike penalty call. Loyola now in the offensive end. Curry moves in, shot to save by Matt Palin, may have even hit the post. And Wincham going at it for Syracuse along with Holbrook and controlling the attack zone. It's Loyola, a big check put on by Gary Gay. The flag will be down. It's going against Syracuse. Loyola now controlling. Kolbeck spins to his left, has the ball knocked away. It's loose on the field. Holbrook picks it up, but it's going against Syracuse, so another man-up situation for Loyola.
Matt Palin right now is livid on the field, yelling at the referee. The reason for that is after the elbowing call by Gate, got him right in the head. Definitely a penalty on Gary Gate, but on the play when Curry came in, he hit the post. Another Loyola player was right in the crease and threw an elbow in Matt Palin's stomach. That's what Palin's upset about. Palin was beat on the play, and if that ball didn't hit the post, obviously it would have gone in. Curry would have had a goal, and Loyola would have tied it up. But Palin was upset the crease violation wasn't called. Then they go and nail Gate on the elbow.
Now here's that unbelievable man-up unit for Loyola. 41% on the year, and 0 for 1 this game, however. Syracuse 3, Loyola 2, 14:25 to go, second quarter from Rutgers Stadium. Syracuse playing the zone against the man-up situation for Loyola. The Greyhounds working around, Beach behind the net. He is 6'4", so we expect him to go very close to the crease area. Kevin Anderson controls on the right side, and Greyhounds patient on this man-up situation, which has another 40 seconds remaining. The 6'4" man, Kevin Beach, behind the net, and he swings it over to Kolbeck. He has 2 goals in the game, back to Beach. Beach looking in front, moves in, shot, score! There is Kevin Beach. We mentioned he's 6'4", and now he's got a goal in the game. That's on shooting high over Matt Palin's far side, and we are tied at 3.
A minute, 2 seconds in, you talked about the great Syracuse. Orangemen jumped out to a 3-1 lead. We are now tied at 3. Amazing stuff, team.
Now the face-offs, they're even at 1, only 1. Every other face-off has been a flag down, an unassisted goal. That time for Kevin Beach. We are tied up at 3. Again, 13:58 to go first half. The winner is the 1990 National Champion in Lacrosse. Kirk Pratt for Syracuse. Vakeness for Loyola. And Pratt picks it up. He loses it. It's on the ground. And the Greyhounds pick it up, but Syracuse gets it back. Gary Gate to Paul. Paul now in the attack zone. Fires it past to Egan. Syracuse swinging around. Egan shot, score! A goal for Jim Egan, his first on the game. A couple players talking on the field between the two teams, but Syracuse will get the goal. It goes to Jim Egan. The senior has given Syracuse a 4-3 advantage.
How sweet do you think that one is for Jim Egan? He was the focal point of that pregame scuffle, and he was also involved in the one on Syracuse bench. And we said it before, Syracuse got the third goal. Gary Gate was able to get some open running room, and that time Paul had the open running room.
We'll be back with more SU Lacrosse on Fox 68.
To explain the most advanced Volvo ever requires some technical assistance to properly show its multi-link independent rear suspension, the brain center of its anti-lock braking system, the power of an intercooled turbo, and the engineering responsible for its driver's side airbag. But the Volvo 780 isn't just state-of-the-art, it's art.
If you've been involved in an accident, bring your car here to Sam's Auto Body. At Sam's, you'll get a safe, durable repair. Our friendly professional staff is certified and able to handle all your collision and automotive needs. We have a reputation for quality collision repairs, and Sam's even has a fully equipped mechanical department. Sam's can handle any repair, no matter how large or small. Sam's Auto Body is family-owned and operated and has been in the same location for 20 years. Sam's Auto Body, 1207 West Genesee Street.
Kirk Pratt battling for the faceoff along with Vakeness of Loyola. Ball loose on the field, and the Greyhounds pick it up in the attack zone. Pullback, Vakeness gets rocked. What a check by Gary Gate. No call, and here comes Syracuse. Some fans cheering, some fans booing. Paul Gate attack zone pass to Maricek. Gets by Tom Maricek out on the sideline, and possession to Loyola. The fifth turnover for Syracuse, and the crowd still booing. It was a vicious check by Gary Gate. Make no mistake about it.
Gary Gate is a goal scorer, but he is not the type of guy that is going to back away from anybody. He's an aggressive player, and he just leveled Vakeness on the play. The crowd booing, and it seems some of this crowd has turned towards the Loyola end. I guess they like the emotional play, rooting for the underdog, as you said in pregame.
Syracuse 4, Loyola 3, 13-13 away from the first half. Loyola now in the offensive end. Sloper has it. Syracuse back to its man-to-man. They will play man-to-man the whole game. They have all season. Anderson swinging a pass over to Curry. Curry looking for Sloper. He's got him at the top of the box. Sticking him is Matt Moore of Syracuse. Sloper with a cradle to the left-hand side. Goes back to the right. SU still in the man-to-man. Loyola swinging around. They'll be very, very patient in the attack zone in the offensive end. Bill Leahy has it. The top gives up to Kevin Anderson. He also is tall. He's 6'4". We mentioned Beach is big. He's 6'4". He's got a brother, Gary Beach, who's also 6'4". So physically, this is a big team in Loyola. Here's a small guy. Smith behind the net. Shot by Colbeck. Goes wide. Goes out on the end line. Closest to it is Sloper, so the Greyhounds get it back.
Very interesting here, Seth. Syracuse up by just a goal. 12.5 left first quarter. This is a team, the Orangemen, these players have never seen before. Not one of the traditional lacrosse powerhouses here in the Final Four, but nonetheless, Loyola is here, and they're playing Syracuse. Quite a ball game today.
Smith going behind the net, looking for Leahy. Smith the angle to his right. Goes in front, gets it knocked away. Good job by Persing. Ball still loose on the field, and picking up this Syracuse defensively. This is Matt Moore, and he's going to race into the offensive end. Moore past the midfield mark. He's now in the attack zone. Even strength, Syracuse 4, Loyola 3. 12 minutes to go first half. Jim Egan behind the net. He's got Maricek to his right, but Egan will hold right now. He has a goal in the game and a point in every game this season. Egan being sticked by Quinn. This pass almost gets away from Maricek, but the sophomore Tom controls. Maricek on the left side. Takes a pass to the top of the box, now does so. Bonacci at the top. Syracuse, the second team middies in the game. And Kramer out of the contest as Bolin controls on the right side. So it's Bonacci, Cahey, and Kramer on the midi line First team attacking in for Syracuse. Egan with the cradle to the right, now spins back to the left. Looks in front, finds Bolin to the right side. Left the field pass to Cahey at the top of the box. The Orange by 1. Syracuse 4, Loyola 3, 11:20 to go first half. Egan behind the net, trying to get away from defenseman Quinn, can't do so. Bolin tries to cut in front. Egan again controls to the right side. Parallel with the price, finds Maricek. Looking for Burns. Burns catches it, fires, shot, score! Greg Burns on the goal, and a very awkward goal. Just got the ball in the stick, just got it in the net as the defenseman went flying. A goal for Greg Burns, and it's now 5-3 Syracuse.
Burns, his first of the game. Syracuse back up to that 2-goal advantage. The save was actually made. A defenseman, Quinn, was in the net, but it was behind the line. Toomey and Quinn were both in the net, the goaltender and the defenseman. And Burns got the pass where he likes it, kind of like on the angle, and Greg Burns able to stuff it home. It went through a lot of traffic, but nonetheless went in, and Syracuse up 5-3 now.
That's right, Steve. You can see how tough it is for Greg Burns to score. We mentioned that in the first quarter. He is kind of sandwiched. He is a man inside the zone, so if he's going to score, he's going to have to do it in a very difficult manner. Syracuse winning the faceoff. The Orange up by 2. Kirk Pratt in the attack zone, right the field pass to Jim Egan. 5 yards away from goaltender Toomey to the right. The ball gets knocked down by Quinn. Toomey out of the net. Syracuse controlling. Maricek looks to throw it in front. Toomey out of the net. Now he gets back in it. Maricek couldn't find anybody. Now he finds Egan. Gets a screen from Maricek as Oslislo tries to guard him. Syracuse 5, Loyola 3, 10:38 to go in the second quarter. A shot and a save from Toomey. The ball will roll out in the inline. Closest to it is Egan. The Orange get it back.
On Syracuse's 5th goal by Burns, give the assist to Tom Maricek. It's his 2nd of the game.
Also a 6th in the last 2 games, assist-wise for Maricek. So known as a goal scorer freshman year, more of a feeder this sophomore year. The second team midi still in the game for Syracuse. Bolin for Kramer, Bonacci, and Cahey as well. Ball gets knocked down in front. Behind the net, Toomey goes flying. Bonacci goes to get it. And Syracuse controlling the attack zone. His goaltender, Charlie Toomey, all 5'8" of him, gets back in the net area. Bolin controls top of the box right side, 15 yards away from the cage. Burns behind the net, pass to Egan. Egan lost it out on the inline. 6th turnover for Syracuse. Loyola gets it back.
Very uncharacteristic. The Orangemen a little bit sloppy in the offensive end, and a good play before by Maricek. Toomey was out of the net, but no sense in forcing it when nothing's there. Toomey is all over the place here today. You just better watch it, because if he makes one mistake, the Syracuse offensive players can cash in quickly.
A real tough run for Syracuse. Burnham being checked by Persing. Persing another check. And the offensive end, Cronenberg with a great move. The ball loose on the field, and Syracuse controlling. Greg Burns down the attack zone. Burns, top of the box, fakes the shot, pass back to Cahey. Shot, bounce shot. Toomey got a stick on it, along with defenseman Quinn. And here comes Loyola. The Greyhounds to have it. Havlick now in the attack zone. Havlick to the right side. So for the first time this quarter, Loyola controlling in that attack area, except for the man-up situation right at the beginning of the stanza. Havlick leaves the game. Vakeness comes in. Syracuse with a man-to-man, a move in front, and a shot, and gets to the left of Matt Palum. It will roll out on the sideline. Loyola to take over.
What can you say, Seth? Loyola matching Syracuse, not actually goal for goal, down by 2, but everywhere the Orangemen go on offense, that zone defense by the Greyhounds. Syracuse has never seen it before, never played Loyola, and last time was 1984. This team has never played Loyola. Getting a little bit frustrating, having some problems with their usual cutting plays in front of the net.
Loyola's in the game if they keep it close. Their best quarter is the 3rd quarter. This is their worst quarter all year, and they're only down by 2. Syracuse 5, Loyola 3, 8:55 to go in the half. In front, shot and save from Matt Palum as Jetlica came flying through the ball roll out in the headline. Possession to Loyola.
Palum coming up big once again. He came up big last year in the championship game, saving the game against Hopkins. Syracuse won it by a goal last year.
Leahy tries to cut in front. Persing will not allow him to do so. Good defense by Rob Persing. He's joined by Patane. Leahy in front. Saved by Matt Palum. That's his 8th save of the game while only giving up 3 goals. Loyola still controlling in the attack zone. On the right side, this is Canabine. Canabine behind the net. More of a face-off specialist, but he's in the game in this midi unit. Leahy spinning to his right. Goes in front. Persing sticking him. A shot and a score. Loyola gets a goal. It is Ken Nichols credited on the goal. It's now a 1-goal game, 5-4 Syracuse.
The Greyhounds hanging in there, beating Matt Palum. Palum yelling at somebody. I believe it's actually Dennis Simmons, his teammate, he's yelling at. The man was loose in front. You know, there's so much Matt Palum can do, and a team gets 3 or 4 shots on one offensive possession. Palum just so many. He's come up big so far. But nonetheless, press the goal. Another unassisted goal in this game. We've seen a lot of them. Nichols gets it his 12th of the season. Set 8:19 to go first quarter. Syracuse with just a 5-4 lead.
And with that flurry of shots in the offensive end, Loyola leads in shots this quarter. The Greyhounds have 7, the Orange have 4, and you got to expect the Gates maybe to play the rest of the second quarter as that Bonacci, Cahy, Bolin line came to the game. And pretty unproductive, that line. Kirk Pratt battling on the faceoff along with Vakeness. Gary Gate goes after it, loses it, picks it back up, and the cradle with the right hand. So Syracuse and Loyola even strength the Orange by a 1-goal advantage. Gate moves in front. Gary Gate spins, shot, bounce shot, score! What a goal by Gary Gate. Hit off 3 players in front. His 3rd goal of the game, a hat trick. 6-4 Syracuse.
Oh boy, what could you say about this guy? Not only did the ball go through about 3 men, just like the other goal by Burns, there was another player already in the net, in the crease area. It still got through. But Gate actually dodged 3 men, spin moves, sprint to get into the box, and then spinning away from yet another man. Gate scores the goal, his 3rd of the game. He now needs 4 to become the all-time NCAA leading scorer. And Syracuse once again answers right back. 14 seconds after Loyola cuts the lead to 1 goal, Syracuse gets it back up to 2 at 6-4 Orange.
The 35th time in his career, Gary Gate in a Syracuse uniform has scored 3 or more goals. So the Orange by 2 with 8 minutes to go in the first half. That was a big goal. Paul Gate battling the faceoff for Syracuse. Havlicek loses it, but Loyola controlling. Nichols in the attack zone. Almost a forward pass, but Loyola to control. The Greyhounds very deliberate offensively, and so far it's worked. Syracuse only 6 goals, but you have to remember the Greyhounds are good offensively as well this season. 15 goals of the year, a shot and a save by Matt Palem. And the Orange to break. Paul Gate now will run into the offensive end. He's going to enter the box on the right side. Big stick, gets away from him. Nice pass behind the net. Marechek controls to Egan, lost it. Ball still loose on the field. A flag is down. We'll wait for the official call. As officials will stop play as Egan goes after it. And it's going to be a 1-minute slash, so for the Orange, a man-up situation for that 1 minute, their first man-up opportunity of the game.
The last minute set, the Gate goal, and that just rushed right there, which caused the penalty. More vintage Syracuse. Marechek with the behind them, the head pass. That's what Syracuse likes to do, get some room to operate. And Syracuse is running in this game. The Orangemen have been successful. It's just when they kind of get, an analogy you can make is to a half-court offensive basketball, when they get down close and have to move it around like in the man-up right now. They've had some problems with that zone defense.
And Dave Cottle told us yesterday, the Loyola coach, he kind of considers his team the Villanova team of the '85 basketball championship game. Man-up situation, Paul Gate behind, neck pass, Gary Gate score! Oh boy, that is his 4th, and he is going to break the record today. There's no stopping Gary Gate. And for Paul Gate, the assist to Gary, the 54th time in their career, one Gate has assisted another.
The Canadian flag waving behind the Syracuse bench in the stands. This place is packed. Many came to see the Gates play their last collegiate game. And boy, oh boy, are they putting on a show. It's now a 3-goal game. And Paul Gate with just a great pass. You have to respect Paul Gate when he's 15 yards away. He can either wind up and shoot it or make the great pass. He did that time to his brother Gary Gate. And Gary stuffed it home, as you said, his 4th of the game already. And Syracuse up by 3 goals right now. Biggest lead of the game.
And honestly, the goals haven't been that pretty, just hard-working goals.
Definitely, the man-up situation, so tough to stop the Orangemen. Loyola's done a good job of stopping other teams all year long, but against Syracuse, it's something different.
Big check by Marechek. Syracuse controlling attack zone. Gary Gate moves in. Double team, gives it off to Tom Marechek. Marechek to Paul Gate behind the net. He's being sticked by Quinn. Marechek 5 yards away from the crease, and goaltender Toomey. Gary Gate fakes the shot, gets knocked away by a defenseman, and goaltender Charlie Toomey comes up with it. So Loyola now to rush into the offensive end. Syracuse 7, the Greyhounds 4, 6:40 to go first half. Rutgers Stadium, the winner of the 1990 National Championship. The first team attackman in the game for the Greyhounds. Jetlicka behind the net. Weatherfield pass to Nagel. And he gives it up to Blanding. Blanding behind the net, 5 yards away from the crease, and goaltender Palem. Eric Holbrook on him. He will guard the big score, and Blanding is a big one for Loyola. Blanding, right-hand shot, wide of the net. It's going to go out on the end line, and closer to it is Colbeck, so possession for the Greyhounds.
Set the first test in this game for Loyola was to keep it close early. They've done that. Now Syracuse starting to get going offensively a little bit. Very important for Loyola to answer back with a goal here.
The big guy, Kevin Beach, a right-hand cradle to the right side. He's 6'4". Shot over Palem, out on the end line. Jetlicka closest to it, and Loyola to get it back.
Shot it like it was 6'4". Ball went high over the net. Tough for a big guy to have to bring it down. A bounce shot usually effective for a big man.
Beach already a goal in the game. In front, Blanding. Shot saved by Matt Palin. He didn't even know he had it. Now it's loose on the field. Beach almost picked up, lost it. And a stick is down, and a flag is down. Away from the official call. Now shots on the goal, Loyola 20, Syracuse 18. It's a violation going against the Greyhounds, so Syracuse to get it back.
5:54 left here in the first half, and this a very big possession for both teams. If Syracuse can get a goal here, it's a 4-goal game, and from all season long, last 2, 3, 4 years, we know how tough it is to come back against Syracuse when they build a lead of 3, 4, 5 goals. And now another whistle on the play. Loyola will take over.
Now it appears maybe too many Syracuse players in the offensive end. An offside call is the official call, so with 5:44 to go, Loyola gets it back down by 3, and turnovers killing Syracuse, even though they have the lead. That's their 8th of the game.
No doubt, Seth. Turnovers and penalties have been playing Syracuse all year long, but when you're up 10, 11 goals, the penalties don't mean as much. We said in a close game it might. Well, Syracuse has a close one on their hands today.
And Loyola has kept it close because of the turnovers. They only have 4. Now Beach trying to go in front, and he gives it up on a pass to Pavlik. Now Pavlik will give it up to Ted Nichols. Nichols on the right side, and Loyola works it around. Syracuse all game, all season long, the man-to-man. Now Palin stays in his crease area. Is going behind the net as Pavlik spins away. Can't find anybody as Gerstner tried to take a shot and score for Loyola. Kronberger on the goal, Brian Kronberger, and is now 7-5. That's his first goal of the game. Kronberger, the leading scorer all year long in goals for Loyola, gets his first of the game, as you said. 37 now on the season. Syracuse got the lead for 3 goals. It's biggest of the game. We mentioned the next goal would be a big one. Big difference between 2 and 4, especially when you're playing against a team like Syracuse with the offensive firepower. The Greyhounds answer back. 5:10 left, first half. Syracuse up by 2. So a 7-5 advantage for the Orange. 5:10 to go. And now the face-offs become important. Kirk Pratt has won face-offs at a 61% clip all season long. Pratt battling down along with Vakeness. And the ball's still loose on the field. They're battling for about 5 seconds. It comes loose, and Paul Gate tries to track it down for Syracuse. Does so, but loses it. Loses it again, tries to track it down. Meanwhile, he's down the attack zone. He picks it back up. Paul Gate, the move in, double team. Syracuse swing around. Marchek down the back pass. Shot score for Syracuse. Greg Burns, his second of the game, and a sweet assist for Tom Marchek. Third this game, 7th in the Final Four. It's now 8-5 Orange.
You mentioned the word to describe Marchek. Sweet. What a pass. Marchek just got it, and he knew where Burns was on that right side, the exact same place where he scored his other goal. And Marchek with the great behind-the-head pass, his 3rd assist of the game. He stuffs it home. Burns does. It's now 8-5 again. And you mentioned Syracuse coming right back twice after Loyola goals. Well, this time 17 seconds after the Greyhounds cut it to a 2-goal game. Syracuse gets it back up to a 3-goal advantage at 8-5.
Kirk Pratt again trying to win the face-off for Syracuse. Ball loose on the field, and Loyola to come up with it. Curry with that good speed racing down the left side. He's in the attack zone, and Kirk Pratt chasing him. Now we expect Pratt to come out of the game as Persing and Patane probably ready to check in. Loyola controlling in the attack zone, and there goes Pratt, and Persing and Patane comes back in. Leahy behind the net for Loyola. He's being sticked by Holbrook. Leahy to move to his right side, and Blanding now will control. Right of the field pass, and Loyola goes on the man-to-man. Cannabine on the right side. Cannabine being sticked by Dennis Simmons in the game. Cannabine now will angle behind the net. He's 5 yards away from the cage and goaltender Palin. Cannabine pushing inside, and the official will have a call. It's a warding off call against Paul Cannabine. In essence, a violation on Loyola, so Syracuse gets it back with a 3-goal lead.
Referee had some help. He had about 6 guys in orange jerseys also calling for the play. In goal for Loyola, Toomey, well, he's a bit shaky today. Only 3 saves. Syracuse with 8 goals right now, and the Orangemen in the last about 5, 6, 7 minutes have begun to crank it up a little bit offensively with a 3-goal advantage, matching the biggest lead.
Loyola loose right. Now, Patrick McCabe is in the offensive end. He doesn't have the ball. Egan does. We'll see if he stays in there in the offensive end. Now, McCabe was pushing with another player, defenseman Quinn, and a timeout called by Syracuse. We'll take one as well. 3:50 to go here in the first half. Our score is Syracuse 8, Loyola 5. You're listening to the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
There's never enough room. There's never enough space. I can never find anything.
Let KraftMaid solve your problems. Personalize your kitchen using a choice of 65 convenience features that are designed to save you time and space. And for a limited time, save a big 40% during KraftMaid Spring Sumathon. Choose from contemporary, beautiful oak, or warm cherry. There's a variety of kitchen styles and finishes, all at 40% off. See your KraftMaid dealer today.
Great uniform. It's 3 a.m. What's wrong?
I don't know. The house, family, the future. And I just want to be a kid again.
You're building a life. Marine Midland professionals and a Marine Gain Savings Plan can help build a foundation.
Come on, kid. Past your bedtime.
Marine Gain Savings from Marine Midland. Let's work it out together.
Gary Gate 10 yards away on the right side. He's got 4 goals in the game. Needs 3 more to break the NCAA all-time scoring mark. Syracuse swinging around. Paul Gate 20 yards away, top of the box to brother Gary. He's double-teamed. And a right of the field pass to Egan behind the net. Egan to angle to the right, 5 yards away from goaltender Toomey. Syracuse swinging around. Gary Gate with a sweet move back to Maricek. Maricek on a pick from Gary Gate. Gary on the right side as Burns goes after it. Maricek tries to sweep it away, does so nicely. And Egan coming away for Syracuse. We know Tom Maricek, we know of his prowess offensively, that time defensively coming up big. So Syracuse again controlling in the attack zone. Exactly 3 minutes to go in this first half. The Orange only up by 3. Syracuse 8, Loyola 5. Gary Gate on the right side to Egan behind the net. Man-to-man, Quinn guarding him. Syracuse swinging around. Gary Gate on the right side tries to go to the top of the box. Can't do so. Pass in front, and Burns gets a shot, and Egan gets it back. Egan to he's double teamed. Syracuse very patient. They have to be with the double team. Bonacci loses it and rolls near midfield, right near the end of the box. Paul Gate trying to give help as well. Maricek can't find it. Bonacci finds it. He can't pick it up. It's still loose on the field. Bonacci now will leave a little pick for Tom Maricek, who catches the ball and gives it behind the neck pass to Paul Gate. So SU back in the attack zone. A shot by Egan to the right of goaltender Toomey. Syracuse closest to it, so the Orange to control in the attack zone.
Joe Bonacci is a very scrappy player, Seth, and they've got Bonacci out there now, and at midfield he's trying to make things happen, trying to squeak in front against the zone defense. Maybe, squeeze in between some players. Bonacci is shorter than the other offensive attackmen, and Bonacci with some very inspired play right now. He's a hustler, and he's out there giving it his all.
So he's out there with the Gate. That's the first team midfield line. That's right, Joe Bonacci, a first teamer right now in the 1990 championship game. Rodney Dumpson's got that hard shot, but against his zone defense, that's not really important. You got to kind of cut inside that D. As you mentioned, Bonacci with his quickness can do so. A forward pass for Bonacci. Ball will roll near midfield. A battle for it near midfield with Bonacci and a couple players for Loyola. Giving help is Kevin Anderson as well. Bonacci almost has it. Paul Gate almost picks it up. Does so for Syracuse. Now Paul Gate double teamed and finds his way into the attack zone. It's going to be a penalty. It's going against Loyola. It should be a slash, a 1-minute call, so Syracuse with that man-up advantage for 60 seconds.
Slash big time that time on Gary Beach, I believe. He really hacked down Syracuse player, and right now Maricek is standing about 15 yards from the goal on the left side, holding his wrist. His gloves are off, and his stick is on the ground. He must have gotten whacked, but Maricek, he's not leaving this game. 8-5 Syracuse, a minute and a half left here in the first half, and this is big right now. Man-up situation. If the Orange can convert, it's a decent cushion of 4 goals going into the break.
Man-up situation, Syracuse also awesome. 44% this year. SU in the attack zone. Egan in front. Pass to Dumpson and a shot. That rolls wide out on the end line. Egan closest to it. Possession Syracuse. We should mention coming up at halftime, we hope to hear from Phil Schlitter or Steve Scaramuzzino, one of the former Orangemen. Also, we hope to hear from Penn coach Tony Seaman. He's here at the championship game, and we hope to hear his insights at the half. SU working around. Paul Gate, top of the box, left the field pass to Rodney Dumpson. He's in on that man-up advantage. That's where you could use a hard shot with that man-up, and it doesn't get knocked down in front. Here comes a shot to score for Syracuse. Greg Burns, that's his 3rd goal in the game. And that is amazing, considering he is the man in the middle of the defense. Greg Burns, big today, big all season.
Greg Burns with the goal, and that one is a big one, Seth. You mentioned Burns all season long has been doing the job, and that time in the man-up situation, got it right in front of the net, made one move to get rid of one defender, and had some room, and he'll stuff it home every time from there. Burns will his third of the game. And
so Syracuse, with its biggest advantage of the game, and they can tack another one here.
Things have really calmed down as far as the extracurricular activity, the fighting, and the aggressiveness. And now they're down to playing lacrosse, and Syracuse has really turned it up a notch in this second quarter, especially the latter half, and now we've got a timeout on the field.
And we'll take one as well. 39 seconds to go in the first half. Syracuse with a 4-goal advantage. Our score, the Orangemen 9, the Greyhounds 5. You're tuned to the 1990 championship game right here on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
Appropriately named with the atmosphere of 3 fireplaces, the Fireside Inn on Route 370 in Baldwinsville is your answer to the following question. Who serves the largest dinner portions where you never leave hungry? You're absolutely correct. The answer is the Fireside Inn in Baldwinsville. You're invited to spend a memorable evening of wining and dining at the Fireside Inn. The Fireside Inn also caters weddings and banquets to your exact specifications. Whatever the occasion, for you, for two, for the family, for a banquet, it's the Fireside Inn.
Brine, number 1 in lacrosse. Rugged equipment, made for your game. The best in glove design pads and sticks for players like you. Ask for Brine, choice of champions.
The difference so far has been Gary Gate. He has 4 goals in the game, and ironically, that's the difference right now. Syracuse 9, Loyola 5. Seth Keene along with Steve Goldstein. The 1990 championship game here at Rutgers Stadium, New Brunswick, New Jersey. And unlike Saturday, a very, very lovely and beautiful day for lacrosse. So the Orange to work around in the attack zone. Egan behind the net to the right side. Syracuse again very patient. They have to be in the zone. A shot in front by Burns, knocked away by Toomey, and a good save by the goaltender. Bonacci was there as well. And the ball will be loose in midfield where Curry comes racing in the offensive end. Pass in front. Colbeck gets it knocked away by Patrick McCabe. Colbeck maybe could have caught it, but McCabe a good play. Now McCabe loose on the sideline. He lost it. It's out on the sideline, and for Syracuse, turnover number 9 with 12 seconds to go in the half.
Some more sloppy play, and McCabe and Holbrook able to convert that pass, but Loyola has no chance offensively to pick up any goals with the time remaining in this first half. Now Loyola in possession in the Syracuse end, 12 seconds left, and Coach Cottle wants to talk things over. This could be big right here, Sam.
It could be big. They want to take the timeout because with only 12 seconds left, that's still enough time to get a good offensive series, and with that few time left, only 12 seconds left, you got to look for the big guys, and literally big guys. I mean, a guy like Kevin Beach, maybe kind of an alley-oop play where he can tip it home. He's 6'4".
Yeah, Beach is a big guy. He already has 1 goal today, and this is the type of situation for Syracuse where very easily avoidable, and it's a 4-goal game right now, and this is a big play. The momentum going into the locker room. Talk about the locker room. Jim Egan yesterday telling us that he went in the Syracuse locker room at halftime, 13-3 on Saturday. Syracuse is leading Carolina. You might expect some kind of letdown or something like that, but the team was actually more fired up, and they just went out there in the second half against Carolina and did even more damage. We'll see what happens today. Syracuse, a very tough game thus far. This game at one point was a 5-4 Syracuse lead, so the Orange have definitely stepped it up a little bit. The Gates have been able to get the running game going, and that's something that's played a key role.
And yesterday, Egan was telling us he was worried that this team might be a little overconfident. Loyola saying in public that they just hope not to be blown out. Coach Cottle told you, of course, they want to play and play well. But also off the mic, they were worried that they would just get blown out of this game completely because of the Syracuse advantage against North Carolina. And I don't want to say that Syracuse has been overconfident, but just give credit to Loyola. 10 seconds left in the quarter. Moving in front. Gerstner has it knocked away, and Syracuse will take it defensively. 4 seconds left. A crease violation on Loyola. So in its own defensive end, the Orange have it with 4 seconds to go in the first half.
Solid play by Syracuse. Now Gary Gate will have it at midfield trying to set something up with just 4 seconds left. We'll see if the Orangemen can do anything here. Gate at midfield with the ball.
Black rolls. Gate will fire a shot. It got deflected a little bit by Burns in front, and that will do it. 1 half of play complete. Stay tuned for the halftime show. We got Phil Schluter stopping by the box. Also, we'll hear from head coach Tony Simmons. again, our score at halftime. Syracuse 9, Loyola 5. We'll be back with more. This is the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
Wednesday, Fox presents the musical event of the year, the Rolling Stones in concert, with special guests Eric Clapton and Axl Rose. Plus, for the first time ever, the Stones will perform some of their greatest hits in 3D.
Stop by Fox 68 for your 3D glasses. The Rolling Stones in their last performance of the North American Steel Wheels Tour. Simulcast on 95X and Fox 68 Wednesday at 8.
Syracuse still up by 4 goals, and that's something that we're going to have to look at. You know, Kronberger, after the fight, has been relatively quiet. He does have a goal off a good setup by a teammate, but the Syracuse defense has done a pretty good job against the slow-down tactics. One time early in the game, we saw they kind of lulled the Syracuse defense to sleep, scored the goal. Second half about to get underway. Syracuse 30 minutes away from 3 feet, and really only the Orangemen can stop themselves from winning this game.
And Steve Marcasolis tells us down on the field, Tom Marichek was going face-to-face drilling with assistant coach John Desco, and the coaching staff talking to the Gate brothers as well, so maybe some frustration is setting in, and this third quarter is now underway. Syracuse 9, Loyola 5, and we are ready to go for the third quarter. Syracuse winning the face-off, and Tom Marichek controlling top of the box left side. Where the field pass to Paul Gate gets knocked away, scooped away. Defenseman Johnson going at it for Loyola, and the Greyhounds come away with it. This is Curry. Curry just scooped down on the sideline. The ball rolls out on the sideline, and possession over to Syracuse.
And the Orangemen moving from right to left to start this second half, and Coach Seaman mentioned it. The best way to stop Gary Gate is not to allow him to have the ball, and Loyola did at that time.
Paul Gate controls at the top of the box on the right side, 20 yards away from goaltender Toomey in the cage area. Dumps and swings it around. First team attackmen and middies in for Syracuse, and first team defensemen in for Loyola. We're just at the start of the second half. The Orange 9, the Greyhounds 5, 14-17 to go in the third quarter. On the left side, Marichek swings to behind the cage area to Egan, and Egan finds Gary Gate. He's all on the right side. He's got 4 goals in the game. He needs 3 to break the NCAA all-time scoring mark. 190 on his career. The mark is 193. That's the mark he needs to break. Paul Gate, top of the box, fakes the pass to the right side, finds Marichek on the left, and again against his own defense. Syracuse very patient. Gary Gate tries to angle in front, shot hit off the post, and Johnson comes away with it defensively. Johnson over to Gary Beach, and Loyola's goaltender Charlie Toomey, all 5'8", have been coming racing out of his own defensive end near midfield. And a tough ride for Syracuse, and Loyola to control. Defenseman Osliswell gives it up, and he gets it back. He's going to race into the offensive end. He has no goals on the year, so he'll just race right back to the defensive end. And a good job by Loyola defensively as Toomey helping on the clear after very tough rides by Syracuse. 13:20 to go third quarter. Syracuse 9, Loyola 5 in the first minute 45 of the quarter. No scoring going on. Kronberger controls at the top of the box on the right side. He has 36 goals on the season, but just won this game. Colbeck to move inside. Colbeck on a pass to Nichols. Nichols behind the cage. He gives it up. Syracuse with the man-to-man, McCabe, Holbrook, and Persing. And Patanin as well for Syracuse. Colbeck angling behind the net, looking for Blanding. Can't find him. Canabine pass in front. The backhand shot gets away. Will roll out on the sideline. And Syracuse make that Loyola to get it back.
Crazy. I mean, we're both working hard, making good money.
But you can't say we haven't tried hard enough.
We just don't know how to handle it.
No, what if we just...
What?
I don't know, forget it.
What do we do?
2 careers building one future. Marine Midland Professionals and a Marine Extra account can help you get there.
Well, I gotta get back.
Yeah, me too.
Look at us.
The Marine Extra account from Marine Midland. Let's work it out together.
And Matt Palem standing there with hands on hips. This is frustrating for Syracuse. The Orangemen do not like this type of game. They'd rather go up and down the field at a frantic pace. Loyola keeping it in the offensive end right now.
Again, Loyola's best quarter is this quarter. The third quarter, they have been dominant all season long. Syracuse with a man-to-man as the smaller Jim Blanding holds in the attack zone. The first team attackman gives it up, and 6'4" Kevin Anderson holds at the top, being sticked away by Pataine. Persing gets beat in front. A shot and a save by Palin. It's going to be a flag. It's going against Rob Persing. It looks like a push or a slashing call. And Loyola with a man of advantage.
Persing just leveled the player. Sean Smith trying to come in front. Smith is smaller than him and quicker. And Smith able to make the move. And Persing came in from the backside, knocked him down. And Loyola, very prolific at the man-up situation all year long, will again have an opportunity now. And they can cut this lead to a 3-goal game for Syracuse.
41% on the year, 33% of the game. Loyola 1 of 3 man-up today. Maintained in the game as a Syracuse man-down unit. We'll go with the zone defense now. Now, I mentioned they play man-to-man all the time. The exception is on the man-up situation by the opposing team. Mike Doyle in the game as well for Syracuse. Blanning moves in, shot. Sticked away by Palin. McCabe pushing away Quinn. And Palin the control for the Orange. Ball being swung around and Palin gets it back. 11:51 to go, third quarter from Rutgers Stadium. The winner is the 1990 national title holder. Syracuse 9, Loyola 5. The Orange trying to kill a penalty. 40 seconds to go. And Gary Gate goes now into the attack zone. The Orange men change on the fly. Gate top of the box, angles left, pass in front. Shot score, Tom Marechek. A goal for Tom Marechek as the penalty was released. Syracuse lead is now 5.
Marechek is first of the game, and Gary Gate got it where he likes it. Had some room to maneuver around and gave it over to Marechek right on the doorstep. Gate did. And Marechek able to stuff it home. 10-5. Syracuse now doubling up on Loyola.
Here's one of those good stats. Marechek now has at least 1 point all 28 of his games. Goals in 27 of them. And you wonder why Syracuse is so good. You see so many good players playing so consistent. Also, the attack man, Syracuse, 43% shooting percentage, 10-5 Orange. Pass in front, a shot, a save by Matt Palin, and he beats Blanding to the right side, the ball out on the end line, and coming back with his Loyola, they'll get it back.
Syracuse now up 10-5, and the Orangemen, with their biggest lead of the game right now, able to do some damage. Gate got it in the open field and got it to Marechek. Syracuse starting to crank it up a bit right now.
The Orange controlling. We're back. Syracuse 10, Loyola 5, 11:10 to go, third quarter. Teams at even strength. The Orange with a 5-goal advantage. Persing out of the box after the penalty was released on Marechek's goal. Moving to the right is Colbeck. Colbeck gives it back up, and controlling is Nichols. Nichols on the pass behind the net to Candavine. Tries to get away from McCabe and retain, and he can't do so. Kramer helping out as well. Moving in front, ball gets knocked away. Holbrook guarding the cage area. Patain tries to come away with it. Palin out of the cage, out of the net. He is tackled he was, and a flag will go down. Maybe 15 yards on that one.
Matt Palin really is an interesting player. He's pumped up right now, high-fiving Holbrook, low-fiving Persing. Palin getting it going with the right-hand cradle, had the stick out in front of him, running up towards midfield. And as soon as some contact was made, Matt Palin made the big dive onto the field. He got hit, but Palin adding the antics to make sure the flag comes down. He did that. And, hey, that's what Matt Palin does, create a man-up situation for Syracuse. Now the Gates are out there. The Orangemen trying to add to their biggest lead of the game. It's 10-5 right now.
Syracuse on the man-up, 2 for 4 in the game, 44% on the year. Rodney Dempton on the left side. Loyola again with the zone, especially with a man down. Egan behind the net, looks for Burns, can't find him. And Paul Gate comes away to Gary Gate on the right side. Ball swung around, a shot to the left, the goaltender Toomey. A roll out on the end line. Marechek closest to it. So control remains to Syracuse. Marechek will have it. Egan behind the net as Marechek goes to the left. The left of field pass to Dumpson. Dumpson will cut in as Marechek finds Egan. Pass the Gate in front. Syracuse controlling the shot to save as Burns got a shot on the net as Gate again was going close. Here's Burns behind the net, 5 yards away. Pass knocked down. The intended receiver was Marechek, but Syracuse still controlling. Another 30 seconds left on the man-up situation. The Orange 2 of 4 man-up in the game. Egan with a shot knocked down by defenseman Quinn. Egan goes after it, and the Orange to control. Marechek behind the net, pass to Burns. To Gary Gate. Shot, score! No, they're going to take away the goal. It's going to be a crease violation call, and Gary Gate doesn't like it. No doubt he was in the crease, but appeared Steve Goldstein pushed.
Perfect point, Stephanie. I was just about to say it. That seems to to be the case. Gate came flying in front, all created by the great pass by Maricek. Gate came in front, and he had about 2 guys on him. He actually went up in the air like the air gate. And, well, he was in the crease, no doubt. No goal for Syracuse. That's the bottom line.
Still a man-up opportunity for another 10 seconds. No flag down as Persing with a big hit. Persing gets hit back himself. Retain controls in the offensive end. Gives it Egan. Maricek in front. Shot, score. Make that Greg Burns on the goal. Maricek right behind Burns, who has scored his 4th of the game. The 11-5 Syracuse.
Burns now has 39 goals on the year. Just an offensive explosion for him all year long. And that time, Maricek, Burns, they were both in front. Syracuse had a few guys in the box. Kronberger, what happened before, just before the goal, was actually stepped out of bounds near midfield. No call was made. The ball was loose. And when he lost that ball, that created the open opportunity for the Orangemen. And Maricek and Burns, both of them in the box against the goaltender Toomey. And Burns just stuffed it home. Jim Egan, who picked it up in midfield, gets the assist. Syracuse, an 11-5 lead right now, the biggest of the game. And Seth, Phil Schluter came on at halftime and said he looks for an Orange explosion in the second half. Well, a few minutes in, it's already 2-0 in the second half. Syracuse up by 6 overall.
He got it. And Loyola gets the face-off. Syracuse tries to get it back. Pratt and Bacon is fighting for it. The ball will pop up in the air, and the Orange to control. This is Kirk Pratt. Pratt gives it up to Kramer. So the second team minis in the game for Syracuse. After that little mini explosion, the Gates and Dumpson will get a rest. As the Orange control in the attack zone, no arrest for the first team attackmen. Syracuse swinging around, parallel with the pipes on the left side. Tom Maricek. Pass on the right side to Cahey. Fake the windup. He can really shoot, but he'll control on the left side, 10 yards away from goaltender Toomey. Burns controls behind the net, 4 goals in the game. Maricek moves inside, and the official will have a call. We wait for the official call. It's going against Syracuse. Now a flag is dropped, and Loyola will now have possession.
Greyhounds will take over Syracuse with a violation on the offensive end, something that you actually don't see that often, and you don't see that often because, well, let's see that. Actually, it's going to be a violation on Loyola, it now appears. Players huddling up, so you don't see it that often because it doesn't happen that often, and it didn't happen just now. Syracuse bringing the Gates and Dumpson back out there. The Orangemen will instead be in control in a man-up situation on a pushing foul. Really didn't see a push in front. That's why we were wondering what the call was, but nonetheless, Syracuse with an extra man out there right now.
And that's for 30 seconds. 3 seconds off of that as Maricek holds on the left side. Where the field past the ball gate, swings to Gary. Syracuse working around, a shot to score. That is Greg Burns. That is his 5th. He had 4 against North Carolina, 7 points in that game. Greg Burns, the senior, with 5 goals, and now that SU advantage has been tacked up to 7.
Greg Burns with yet another goal, and as he scored 2 in the first half from that right side, about 8 to 10 yards out, he got it right where he likes it again and stuffed it home. A big penalty. Gary Gate gets the assist. Gate on the day with just a huge afternoon. His first assist, though, a bunch of goals for Gary. 8:35 left. Syracuse looking good right now.
The Orange up by 7, timeout in the field. With that 8:35 margin left in the third quarter, we'll take timeout as well. Our score, Syracuse 12, Loyola 5. This is the 1990 championship game right here on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
There's never enough room. There's never enough space. I can never find anything.
Let KraftMaid solve your problems. Personalize your kitchen using a choice of 65 convenience features that are designed to save you time and space. And for a limited time, save a big 40% during KraftMaid Spring Sellathon. Choose from contemporary, beautiful oak, or warm cherry. There's a variety of kitchen styles and finishes, all at 40% off. See your KraftMaid dealer today.
Syracuse with the distinct advantage.
Syracuse winning the faceoff. Paul Gate gets double teamed. He doesn't care. He's going to move into the attack zone. Winds up. Bounce check gets knocked down in front. I think it even hit off Gary Gate. Loose on the field. And Loyola comes away with it. And a mini break. Syracuse didn't get back defensively. Curry in the offensive end gives up to Kevin Beach. A shot right on at Matt Palin. No screen in front. Palin so, and he gives it up. And here comes Syracuse. Matt Moore. The Orange controlling. Maricek on the left. Winds up. Shot score. What a shot by Tom Maricek. Right under the top of the cage. The second of the game. I can't believe that shot. It might have even hit top of the post area. And Charlie Toomey is 5'8". A goaltender can't stop that shot.
It's showtime here for Syracuse. The Orangemen have finally gotten into full gear, and they've just cranked it up here in this third quarter. 32 seconds apart. Maricek and Burns score. Burns with 5 goals in the game, tying a season high. For Maricek, his second of the game. Syracuse has scored 4 straight. So I'd just like to say it one more time. When Maricek was recruited, Coach Simmons asked Paul and Gary Gate about him. He said the Gates told him, we got a guy that's better than we are, and that's Tom Maricek.
And he still has 2 years left. He's only a sophomore. Syracuse, second-team middies in the game as Loyola tries to win the face-off. It's a violation, and Syracuse to get it back. It looks like a pushing violation on the face-off by Bakens of Loyola.
It's often difficult when a team comes into a game such as Loyola did today, riding the emotion talent-wise. It's pretty obvious Syracuse is the deepest and best team in the nation, and the only way to beat them is to just play a perfect game, very emotional game. Coach Cottle mentioned Villanova-Georgetown 85. Villanova won that game against the better team. Hard to sustain that emotion all game long. Syracuse's talent now taking over.
Teams at even strength. Again, Syracuse 13, Loyola 5, 7:37 to go here in the third quarter. Pass out in front, Burns gives it up. He has 5 goals on the game. One more and he would have his career high. Syracuse swinging around. Egan looking for Maricek, can't find him. Egan double team, now finds Maricek. On the right side, a pass to Bolin. Bolin swings, Burns has it. Burns back to Maricek, moves in, between the leg pass to Egan, swings it back to Bolin. Tom Maricek is sweet. Right side, here comes Maricek. Stutter step left, stutter step right, back to Egan. Egan to angle behind the net to the right side. Looking for Bonacci in front, can't find him. A shot, a wind up and a save as Maricek looking for the goal, and Toomey comes up with a save. Toomey has not saved too many today. He has not looked that impressive, and his credential is pretty good coming to the game with a 63% save percentage. Loyola needs to get back in this game and get back in a hurry. 6:45 to go third quarter. Orange by 8. Syracuse 13, Loyola 5. Jim Blanding holds behind the net to the right side, being sticked by Holbrook. Holbrook guarding Blanding all game, and McCabe looking to guard Kronberger most of the contest. Blanding on the left side throws an alley-oop pass to the top of the box, and angling on the left side is Smith. Syracuse again, man-to-man, Palin in the cage area. The Orange by 8 with 6:20 to go in the third quarter. Smith tries to get inside. A shot wide over Palin. Palin rushing to the end line, but Loyola closest to it. Possession for the Greyhounds.
Greyhounds not doing the things they did earlier. The discipline has seemed to go by the boards a little bit. And Syracuse, 8-goal lead right now, looking very good. One more goal in this game set will tie a goal record for most team goals in an NCAA tournament.
Good point.
Thanks.
And at the point, Loyola has it. Smith lost it, gets pushed down by McCabe, and no call. And Loyola picks it back up, diving for it. His fullback is rushed out on the sideline. The crowd cheers. And some high fives by the Orangemen. Patrick McCabe getting into it. And why not? Syracuse by 8.
The Orangemen are pumped up right now. They can sense it. Repeat Syracuse for the third straight time going for the national title, and barring any minor miracles and collapses, Syracuse should hang on to win this one. Up by 8 goals, 5:54 left in the third quarter. The third quarter, best all year for Loyola. Syracuse is taking it right to them.
And right now, the record watch. Gate needs 3 to set the all-time NCAA mark for goals in a career. One more, and he'll set the mark for goals in a tournament. The next one would be his 15th of this tourney. The record, set by Gary Gate back in '88. He had 14 then, 9 against Navy as well. Even strength, Syracuse by 8, and Gary Gate at the top of the box. Sticks to the right, left the field pass to Rodney Dumpson, the first team middies along with the attackman in the game for the Orange. Looking behind is Burns, finds Maricek to the left. Maricek to duck inside, a shot, a bounce shot. Toomey gets a stick on it, rolls right near the crease area. He falls on it, no goal. No goal, ball right around the cage area. They won't count it. And Loyola trying to break the tough Syracuse wide. A length of the field pass. Blanding lost it. Now Holbrook to lose it. Ball loose on the field, and Syracuse coming away with a good defensive play by Todd Stratton. And the Orange controlling in midfield. Brooke Chase into the game. The Syracuse controlling in the attack zone. Maricek shot and saved by Toomey. Bounce in the air. Defenseman Quinn tries to come away with it. And here comes Loyola.
Toomey's robbed Maricek a couple of times now in the last few minutes.
Havlick in the attack zone. He'll give it up to Blanding. Blanding to angle to his right, and he gives it up to Vakeness. Vakeness, the face-off man now, in the game as well. Holbrook guarding Vickers. He's going to circle behind Palin, who squares up against the right side of the cage. Holbrook guarding Vickers as well. Kevin Beach trying to get away from Stratton. Almost did. Ball loose on the field and picked right back up by Loyola. So a lot of ground balls for the Greyhounds, and they better get more. It's 13-5 Syracuse, 4:10 to go. Pass knocked down and in front by a defenseman Persing, and Palin gives it away, and here come the Orangemen breaking. McCabe gives it up to Maricek. Maricek attacks on. Pass to Paul Gate. Shot score! A goal for Paul Gate, second of the game, the 14th for Syracuse, and now it's a 9-goal margin.
Well, Paul Gate scores the goal, his 30th of the season, and he just came streaking down the field. Nothing you can do about that.
With a cargo bay of 71 cubic feet and the kind of life expectancy you expect from a Volvo, this is the space vehicle that could transport you into the 21st century. Buy or lease a Volvo 240 DL wagon at your local Volvo dealer.
Maricek, 4 assists in the game, 2 goals. Syracuse right now pouring it on, up by 9 goals, 3:57 left third quarter.
And 4 assists in the game, and they had 4 against UNC, so 8 assists so far in this tournament. We're still in the third quarter. I guess the fourth quarter will be the Gary Gate watch.
Yep, he's going to try to go for that record also. Syracuse, all kinds of records being broken.
Cahy moves in, shot and saved by Toomey. 2 men back near the end line, so Syracuse to control, Egan to pick it up. And the first team attackmen, basically for the Orange, have been in all game. The Gates have left along with Dumpson now and then to be rested by the second team middies with Cahy and company. Bonacci also receiving a lot of time today. Greg Burns, 5 goals in the game, holds on the left side, pass to Cahy to Bonacci. Second team middies in the game, first team attackmen. 3:25 to go third quarter. Syracuse 14, Loyola 5. 18 minutes away from a three-peat. 18 minutes away from a third straight national title. Shots on goal this quarter, all Syracuse. The Orange 14, the Greyhounds 5. Nice catch by Burns. Syracuse working around the zone. Cahy swings to the right side with the second team middies. Syracuse a little more deliberate because the Gates can get more time rest, and the defenseman for Loyola on the field a little more. Now down to the 3-minute mark of the third quarter. Again, the Orange 14, the Greyhounds 9. Greyhounds 5. A 9-goal advantage for Syracuse. Egan behind the net, 6 to his left, goes back to the right, now back to the left again. He's got Burns on his left, won't use him. Egan behind the net. It gets away from a defenseman, he's double teamed, and now we'll use Greg Burns in the left. Right of the field pass to Cahy, and pace is slowed down, and almost a lull in the game. Syracuse up 14-5. Egan behind the net. Pass in front to Bonacci, too short, couldn't find it, and Cahy has it. Cahy passed to Bonacci, does a good job, Joe does, trying to knock it down, but Loyola comes back with it. And here comes Curry. And Loyola races into the attack zone. Brian Kronberger has it. Just 1 goal in the game. He came in with 36 on the season. He's an All-American in 88 and 89. Beach tries to come in along with Kolbeck. Play sticked away by McCabe, and Syracuse very, very tight defensively, even tighter than they've been all year. They have played excellent, this defensive unit. A shot by Nichols gets knocked down in front. Holbrook got his stick on it, and Bonacci comes away for the Orange. A nice little spin move, loses the ball. It lies on the field. McCabe tries to scoop it up, can't do so. He is pushed to the ground, ball out on the sideline along with McCabe. And the official trying to make the call pointed to the fans, so we're not sure who has it.
We'll be back with more SU Lacrosse right here on Fox 68.
Happy birthday. You're 48 today, huh? So far, so good. Great family. College next year for Mike, then Kim. Study. You could handle it.
Marine Midland Life Loans and Marine Midland professionals with a lifetime of experience can help you face your family's needs.
Dad, come on.
Hold on. Talking to somebody about your future.
Life Loans from Marine Midland. Let's work it out together.
Greyhounds into the attack zone. Sloper slipping away at the top of the box. Anderson at 6'4" at the top now. Anderson sticking away by Persing. A shot. Another high shot for Anderson. We mentioned he's 6'4". He levels one high over the goal area in Palem. Loyola closest to it, so possession for the Greyhounds.
Boys, this Syracuse defense tightened up. This was a 5-4 game at one point. It's now 14-5. 9-1. Syracuse outscored Loyola. The Greyhounds used one goal in about the last 18 to 20 minutes.
Nichols moving to the right, pass to Sloper. Sloper left the field pass. Again, sticked away. Good play by John Winship. Winship going after it. Can't control. McCabe helping out for Syracuse. Persing is there as well. Ball still loose on the field. We've seen many ground balls. A flag down. A Sloper comes away for Loyola. A crunching check. And Burnham from the Syracuse area of Loyola giving a little push to Dennis Simmons. We'll have a flag down. It appears to be on Syracuse. It'll be a slash. A 1-minute advantage for Loyola. And they've got to take advantage of this man-up opportunity.
I've got to chuckle with Matt Palem out on the field. Always, Matt, he's trying to ride the refs. He's pointing to something now, saying somebody else did something wrong. Always trying to get that psychological advantage with the referee. And Palem, hey, not happy, up by 9 goals. Really no reason to go in a man-down situation against a good team in the man-up, such as Loyola. But Simmons, that play, very smart to walk away. He gave the big hit to Dan Burnham, and Burnham took a shot back at him. No reason to do anything that might cause the team or get Loyola fired up. He just walked away from it.
You mentioned Palem riding the refs. Maybe he's prepping himself for a coaching career. Could be. We'll wait on that.
Yeah,
that has time.
Yeah, we have some time for that one.
Now, 45 seconds on the time of Loyola's man-up advantage. 1 of 4 Loyola man-up on the year, 41%. Nichols pass to Blanding. Fires a low shot. And Patrick McCabe scoops it up with great balance, picks it up, gets checked on the head. He doesn't care. He'll just control it back again. And here comes Matty Palem with the ball for Syracuse. 30 seconds left on the penalty. 22 seconds left in the third quarter, and it's been a lacrosse exhibition so far in the second half. And Palem playing a ring around the cage area, and he will control now for Syracuse in the defensive end. Time running out on the penalty, and Palem throws it over Patrick McCabe. It just has to laugh to Matt Palem. 10 seconds left. Loyola gets it back in the attack zone.
I'll just say this. Matt Palem is having some fun out there in his last game. He's just doing everything. And don't be surprised in that fourth quarter, Seth. If Matt Palem makes a little rush, looking to score a goal, it would be a second of the year if he's able to do it.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Not at all. Not at all.
Now 8 seconds left. Loyola in the attack zone. Still a man-up situation. 5 seconds up now, down to 1, and that is it. No shot put up by Loyola's Nichols, I guess unaware of the time in the third quarter, and Syracuse dominating the third quarter. The Orange scoring 5 goals, Loyola not on the board. Our score at the end of 3. Syracuse 14, Loyola 5. This is the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
John Wayne, fighting for the little guy. Fighting for what's right. The Duke, fighting for the woman he loves. Fighting for his life. For the first time in color, John Wayne, the Fighting Kentuckian.
Tuesday night at 8 on Fox 68 WSYT.
Back to the live action here at Rutgers Stadium. Fourth quarter just underway. Syracuse up by 9 goals as Loyola now moving from right to left towards the Syracuse cage. Controls in the offensive end. The Greyhounds outscored in that third quarter. It's been their best one all year long. 5-zip. Syracuse beat them though. A shot on goal by Kronberger is deflected wide. Ball rolls loose on the far side behind the Syracuse net. Blanding there for Loyola along with a Syracuse player in the orange. And we'll have it. Stratton with some good hustle for Syracuse. It's been a big game for Tom Marichek. 2 goals on the day, 4 assists, 6 points for Marichek, and Gary Gate with 4 goals. Seth needs 3 more to break the all-time record.
And the defense has been unbelievable. 5 goals put up by Loyola, and this is a team averaging 15.5 goals per game. Matt Palem anchoring that defense along with McCabe. Palem with 11 saves.
No doubt the defense has been solid all year long, and certainly in this game. Syracuse and the offensive prowess. Gary Gate is out there. 3 goals to break the record. 14-5 Syracuse leads. 14 minutes, 12 12 seconds to the third straight national championship, and the Orangemen can hold on. Ball rolls loose near midfield. Gary Gate picks it up for Syracuse in front of the bench. Throws it on the far side for Marechek. Tommy Marechek brings it into the box. Behind the net, Jim Egan playing his last game as an Orangeman. Egan is. Paul Gate now can't control. Gary Gate does 15 yards out. Double team, spins away. Trying to work in front, gets it knocked away. Paul Gate chopping at it along with Gary. Marechek now gets control for Syracuse. Side of the cage, Egan tries to stuff it home, hit the post. It bounces back to Paul Gate, who brings it in. A shot, score! Paul Gate with the hat trick, his third of the game, 31st of the year. And Syracuse now leads 15-5. Every time the Orangemen score here, they add it on to their biggest lead of the game, SU by 10.
And it just compounds the problem for Loyola, because when they're down by this much, they have to up the tempo, and they don't want to do that. They want to use those slow down tactics, but when you're down by 10 goals in the fourth quarter, you can't do that, so the onslaught may continue.
Syracuse 15, Loyola 5. Say it again, this was once a 5-4 game in favor of Syracuse. Orangemen obviously have cranked it up, outscoring Loyola here in the second half, 6-0. What was said at halftime with Syracuse team, we heard from Coach Simmons, he was very upset. The team has really cranked it up here in the second half. Pratt wins the faceoff, brings it into the box, and the far side goes for Marechek, and he goes back top of the box. An unassisted goal in the play, and that is the 8th unassisted goal in this game. Egan behind the net, trying to work in front. Quinn watching him. Goes on the far side for Marechek. He's had some fancy plays today, Marechek has. Dan Cahey up top, straight on top of the box. On the wing now, Bolin behind the net for Egan. Andrew Bolin in this game right now, along with Burns, Bonacci. Marechek's out there, Cahey's out there. Bolin now has it on the right. Even with the cage, it's Egan. Pass in front for Bonacci. He's deflected away, and the Greyhounds will take control. Syracuse unable to convert. Now a big hit on the play by Bolin. The flag is down, but in comes Sloper for the Greyhounds. A shot and a score by Chris Kolbeck, his third of the game. That time things kind of developed a little bit slowly because of the flag, but Kolbeck actually slipped away from a man, got the pass from Sloper, stuffed it home. His third of the game, and it's now 15-6. Syracuse on top with 12:51 left.
And after that goal, look who's back. The Gates along with Dumpson, they're back in the game for Syracuse. You have to wonder how long they'll be in there. The game is probably not in jeopardy. It's 15-6. It's a 9-goal Syracuse advantage. But there's that record looming. Gate needs only 3 goals to become the NCAA all-time leading goal scorer. And Coach Simmons said in the pregame, if Gate is close and the game is not, he'll still be in there.
We've got a timeout on the field. Loyola gets its first goal since 5:10 of the second quarter. 12:51 left, fourth quarter. Syracuse 15, Loyola 6. You're listening to the 1990 championship game on the SU Lacrosse Radio Network.
Why does Dodge Spirit always come out ahead of the competition? Because Spirit gives you better comfort, with more rear seat legroom than any American or Japanese car in its class. Longer powertrain protection, plus the security of a standard driver's side airbag Stanza and Accord don't even offer. All for $99.35, making it the best value in its class.
The time to deal is now. See your nearby Team Dodge dealer today.
Welcome back, everybody, to a sunny Rutgers Stadium. This place is just about full for this 1990 championship game. Steve Goldstein along with Seth Keene. Syracuse going for its third consecutive national championship and looking good right now. 12:51 left here in the fourth quarter. Syracuse up by 9, 15-6. And after that goal by Kolbeck for Loyola, his third of the game, the faceoff is at midfield. Ball loose on the Syracuse side of the field. Off the faceoff, Persing there for the Orangemen. He's being watched by Sean Smith. Persing brings it over midfield, gets bumped out of bounds, and it's going to be Loyola ball. Good play by Kronberger to knock Persing off the ball. And Loyola will take over, down by 9 goals right now. They need to do something in a hurry in order to come back in this game.
I almost forgot how feisty Loyola is. In the first quarter, they had that fight. In the pregame, they had the fight. And Loyola has just slowed down its pace very, very much. And they started out strong, as we mentioned so many times.
Greyhounds on the attack in the man-up situation. Boland, that penalty, the unnecessary roughness penalty, getting a little bit aggressive was Boland, and the Greyhounds moving around now. Landing, side of the net. Now comes behind the cage. Passes it over to Kronberg, who takes a shot. Palem comes up big again. It seems like we've been saying that all weekend long. McCabe going after it with 3 Loyola players. Gets some help from Holbrook. He can't control. Ball still loose behind the Syracuse net. Palem out there takes a whack at Kevin Beach, and it'll be Syracuse ball. Oh, a tough play by Matt Palem going out there with the big guy Beach, 6'4". Palem's not afraid. He gets out there and gets Syracuse possession back.
And it looks like he's a little problem with his stick right now, Matt Palem does. It might be bent. It looks like the stick was broken because when he went to check Kevin Beach, I think Beach might have even stepped on the stick. Now he's got to go to the bench.
If that big guy steps on you, well, better his stick than Palem with all the injuries, especially Matt's had a little knee problem, little back problem, but Palem goes to get a new stick with 12:01 left in this ball game. Syracuse with a 15-6 lead. It was real close early. After the first quarter, Syracuse stepped it up a little bit in the second quarter, led by 4 at the break, and now the Orangemen with a big advantage.
And for Loyola, this is still a man-up situation. They came into the game real hot, over 40%. Today, just 20%, 1 of 5. Credit that to the SU defense.
Paul Gate trying to get out of his own end, weaving through players, and finally gets knocked down and loses control near midfield, takes a whack at Oslislow, who brings it into the box with a long stick. He loses control. Gary takes control for Syracuse, moves it to Kronberger, top of the box. Pass in front, goes behind the net. Syracuse will have it. It was intended for Curry. Some wild play there. Gate looked like a football player running for a touchdown, going around players and dodging players. Finally got knocked down.
Coach Mack said 3 weeks ago, jokingly around, the Gates still have 1 more year of eligibility in college. Not for lacrosse, but another sport. Jokingly around, he said, well, he's going to sign Gary and Paul. And they just chuckled, but it might not be a joke. They're not going to play football, but they probably could. These guys are 6'2", 6'3", about the 200-pound mark. Great speed and great strength.
Very strong players all around, the Gates are. Syracuse in the attack zone, 11:15 to go. The quest for 3 straight. Syracuse up by 9 right now over Loyola. Greg Burns behind the net controls, throws it on the far side. Maricek, top of the box, Paul Gate. Syracuse now working it around. Maricek behind the net, it goes for Egan. Now on the side for Gary Gate. Shot and a save by Toomey. He came up big. Gate needs 3 goals to break the all-time record. That time unable to get one. Lead feed up ahead for McGovern. With the long stick, the defenseman brings it into the box. Pass back to Beach. He's being whacked at very hard by Todd Stratton and throws it on the side of the net. For Blanding, he's being watched by Eric Holbrook. 10:35 left, fourth quarter. Syracuse up 15-6. Since 5:10 of the second quarter, Loyola has scored just 1 goal. The Syracuse defense, particularly McCabe and Holbrook, have shut down the Greyhound big guns. Kolbeck with it behind the net, throws it top of the box. And Loyola very deliberate right now. No time for this, though. They need some goals in a hurry. Paul Gate playing defense. On Nichols, who's trying to work in front with the left-hand cradle, can't do it. Circles the net, comes in front, a shot, and it deflects off Palem. Ball rolling loose near the top of the box. It's picked up by Canterbury. So Loyola still in possession with exactly 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter of this 1990 National Championship game. Things have slowed down a bit. The Greyhounds got to score in a hurry if they're going to get back in it. Canterbury being watched by Gary Gate. Gary needs 3 goals to become the NCAA all-time leader. And there's a shot by Kolbeck and another goal. He now has 4 in the game. Talk about Gary Gate scoring some goals. Well, Kolbeck now has 4, as does Gary Gate. 9:47 left fourth quarter. 15-7 Syracuse.
Kolbeck is great at being a statue. He just stands at the top of the box for about a minute. Doesn't move. Doesn't look like he's going to move. All of a sudden, it cuts to his net. His teammates have done a good job today at finding him when he's cut. And when he's cut, the man who's guarding him has kind of been lulled to sleep, so to speak. And Kolbeck, when he gets it, efficient finisher.
His 4th goal of the game, Kolbeck with 39 on the year. The assist is to Canterbury in his 2nd. And it's now an 8-goal game. Loyola's come back with 2 straight after Syracuse built it up to a 15-5 lead at 10 goals. It's now at 8 at 15-7, 9:45 left in the fourth quarter. Dan Cahey picks it up off the face-off of Syracuse. Quickly brings it into the attack zone. In the box comes Cahey, watched by Sean Smith. Spins away from him. Pass now to Kramer. He thinks about a shot, doesn't take it. Kramer will slow things down, get it back to Cahey. Behind the net, Jim Egan. Now Tom Maricek, who's played virtually this whole entire game. Syracuse working it around. Ricky Kramer up top for Syracuse. The Orangemen moving it around. Gary Gate not on the field right now. Again, 3 goals for the all-time record. Boland on the left side. Syracuse moving it around. Egan behind the net. The Orangemen slowing it down. 9:05 left, fourth quarter. Syracuse up by 8 goals. Maricek now throws it up top. Cahey winds up, shoots, and scores. Dan Cahey scores the goal. In his final game as a Syracuse Orangeman, the senior scores a goal in the national championship game. It's now 16-7 Syracuse with 8 minutes, 57 seconds to go.
Steve, the 13th goal of the season for Dan Cahey, and his objective simple, just fire one. And when he shoots it, shoot it real high. We mentioned to him he's only 5'8", so the objective simple, shoot it and shoot it high, and Syracuse has, and they found the net 16 times.
50 seconds after Loyola scores, Syracuse does it. That's the 5th time in this game the Orangemen have answered back within a minute. Tom Maricek with another assist. He now has 5 on the game. Maricek had 7 points in the game Saturday against Carolina, 7 again today. Pratt off the faceoff, quickly brings it into the box. Pass to Kramer. Ricky shoots, score! Ricky Kramer registers a goal. His 5th of the season. It's now 17-7 Syracuse. And that one took just 7 seconds off the faceoff. Pratt scooped it right up, and the Orangemen have built it back up to a 10-goal lead, 8:50 to go.
If you ask Coach Simmons after the game, I'll bet you he'll say that was one of his most pleasant goals he has seen all afternoon long. Syracuse controlling the faceoff with those second-team middies. They attacked right away. We mentioned Coach Simmons doesn't mind too much if they wait because that gives Gate time on the bench and the Loyola defense gets tired. But Kramer will be back in years to come, and he has scored, and that will give him maybe a confidence boost if the Orange get back to the Lacrosse Final Four next year.
And Ricky Kramer and Jamie Archer, the Orangemen have a couple of good young players. Burns gets the assist. Syracuse again on the attack. Kramer trying to score another one. Doesn't shoot it, though, from 15 yards out. Will slow things down. 10-goal advantage for the Orangemen. 8:35 to go in this 1990 National Championship game. Syracuse going for its 3rd consecutive title. Gil Martin takes a shot behind the net. It's controlled by Burns. He gets it knocked away by Quinn. Ball loose behind the cage. Maricek scoops it up for the Orangemen. Behind the neck pass for Burns. Burns trying to spin in front. Back to Maricek. He gets hit hard. Maricek throws it up top for Kramer. Gets loose, and Bolin has to track it down to the top of the box. And now Bolin will back it out 25 yards from the cage on the far side in front of the Syracuse bench. Maricek fakes the behind-the-head pass. Now goes behind the net for Egan. Jim Egan on the right side for Bolin. Back up top for Tom Gil-Martin. Syracuse working it around. Maricek on the left side, watched by Quinn, trying to dodge and work in front. Can't do it. Will throw it behind the net for Jim Egan. Pass in front is knocked away. Toomey, the goaltender, scoops it up in his crease. Syracuse going for the cut play, and the goaltender Toomey able to get his stick on it with 7:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Syracuse by 10. An errant pass gets behind the net. Oslislo there for Loyola. Nobody there for Syracuse. He just throws it up the field, and now we got a whistle. It's a violation, the 10-second violation. Loyola unable to get it up the field, and Syracuse will take over possession, and out comes Paul Gate, out comes Gary Gate. 7:34 left. Gary that is, 3 goals for the all-time record.
And Steve, I'm sure his teammates know that.
Paul has it, gets knocked down, throws it behind the net. It's trying to track down by Brooke Chase. He saves it, but it goes to Curry for Loyola. And Curry controls, trying to break out of his own end. Paul Gate watching on the near side. Curry sprinting down the sidelines into the Syracuse end. Paul Gate with a nifty play to knock it away, and the Orangemen will take control. Sweet play by Paul Gate. He was about a step behind, wrapped his stick around, and knocked it out of Curry's cross.
I'm interested to see if Syracuse passes it right for Gary Gate. They know, they probably know, I'm pretty sure they know he needs so many goals to get that record, and with just a little more than 7 minutes left in the game, we'll see if they go to him.
Well, Gary has it right now at the top of the box. Throws it for Brooke Chase. Behind the net now, Burns. Gate is staked out about 15 yards away. Angle on the right side. Brooke Chase also out there on the right side with him. Now Gary has it in that spot. Goes top of the box for Dumpson. It's knocked away nicely by Johnson. Dumpson picks it up back near midfield. Good defense that time by the Greyhounds. Dumpson brings it into the box slowly, jogging. Now trying to make a move. Gary Gate has it. Gate spinning, trying to make a play. A behind-the-head pass for Dumpson. Takes a shot. Toomey makes the save, and it goes wide. Gate with a wild pass. There's a backhand behind something. They'll throw it between their legs anyway. 4 guys on Gate, and Loyola certainly doesn't want to be the team that Gary Gate breaks this record against. 6:40 left in this game, 17-7. The Orangemen on top, and in 9 of the 12 games this year, Syracuse has reached 20 goals, including Saturday in the semifinal against Carolina, scoring 21. Obviously 3 goals The Orangemen will do it for the 10th time this season. Maricek even with the cage on the far side. Top of the box, straight on, it's Paul Gate. Pass to Gary. Shot, score! Oh, what a shot! He went on the backhand. He was facing the opposite way. His back was to the goal gate, spun around right near his feet and slammed it home past Toomey. Gary Gate scores his 5th of the game. He now needs 2 to break the record with 6:23 left. Orangemen up 18-7.
You have to feel for Charles. You have to feel for him. Because Gary Gate, they were the nicest players. We keep on saying Gary Gate will be one of the nicest players because he keeps on doing it game in, game out. They've now set the record for most goals in a tournament. This tournament here in 1990, he has 15 goals, breaking his previous mark of 14 in 1988.
This is Quinn with the long stick as Brooke Chase falls down. We're trying to chase after him. And he gets it ahead for Bill Leahy. Leahy into the attack zone, bringing it into the box, 20 yards out. On the far side, Blanding, watched by Holbrook. Blanding has been quiet after that first quarter, as has the whole Loyola offense. Kevin Beach behind the net. He has a goal today. Right-hand cradle, trying to work in front. And he does. A shot and a save by Palin. A rebound shot by Beach. Another save by Palin, and Matt Palin scoops it up. Playing defense was Tully, and now it's thrown away by the Orangemen. Loyola will take control, thrown away on the near side. 5:37 left in the game. Syracuse 18, Loyola 7.
I guess from Matt Palin, one MVP award is not good enough. He won the 88 championship MVP with a great game against Cornell. He has 14 saves in this game while giving up only 7 goals. He had 22 against North Carolina. Matt Palin is a big-time goaltender in big-time games.
No doubt. Palin on his career, 39-2. This would be his 40th win, and he's undefeated in playoff games. Ball loose in the Syracuse box. Now it rolls back towards midfield. Gunkel there for Loyola to scoop it up. On the near side, Gunkel sprinting into the box, being watched by Simmons. Now on the near side, Gunkel has it, throws it top of the box for Sloper. Back to Gunkel. He'll try to make a move on Simmons, trying to get in front. Has a half a step on him, unable to get anything going, though. And now comes top of the box straight on. Throws an errant pass behind the net, but it's scooped up nicely by Blanding, and they'll throw it back up top for Beach. Tully watching Beach. Beach beat him last time. Beach, a pass in front, a shot, it hit the crossbar. Blanding hit the crossbar. A player is down for Loyola behind the net, and there's a whistle on the play. Syracuse will have possession off of the crease violation. The player is now up. It was Beach, the big guy, who was down. He's now up, so Syracuse takes over. 4:47 left in the game. 11-goal advantage for the Orangemen.
And we'll see if the Gates come back on the field. Gary again needing 2 to break that record.
McCabe with it in his own end. What a game Patrick McCabe has played, Seth. He's been going out 25, 30 yards from the cage to harass guys like Blanding and Kronberger, and Syracuse has done a good job. A fired-up Loyola team coming in. Now Syracuse on the attack. Bonacci brings it into the box. Pass right side, Bolin. Even with the cage now, Burns in front for Bonacci. Shot, score! Joe Bonacci gets the goal. Another senior scores here in the championship game for Bonacci, his 15th of the season. Syracuse, its biggest lead at 19-7. 4:21 left to go, and it's got to be feel good for Joe Bonacci.
He is such a determined player. Joe Bonacci did not score the game against North Carolina. He didn't like it, so he decided, well, I'll score in every other game. He has 1 point in his last 12 games, and he has really come on strong in his senior season.
Well, the 7-point club has now been joined by Greg Burns, also 5 goals, 2 assists. So Burns and Maricek, who had 7 points on Saturday against North Carolina, again have both put up a 7 spot here today against Loyola.
There's never enough room. There's never enough space. I can never find anything.
Let KraftMaid solve your problems. Personalize your kitchen using a choice of 65 convenience features that are designed to save you time and space. And for a limited time, save a big 40% during KraftMaid's Spring Subathon. Choose from contemporary, beautiful oak, or warm cherry. There's a variety of kitchen styles and finishes, all at 40% off. See your KraftMaid dealer today.
Martin off the faceoff for Syracuse with Curry. Ball loose just inside on the Syracuse side of the field, and it's scooped up by Dan Burnham. Quickly brings it into the box from the right side. Burnham loses control. Tully there for Syracuse, and the Orangemen now come away with it. Syracuse breaking into the attack zone with exactly 4 minutes to go in the game. Corney brings it in. Now a shot and a score by Gil Martin. Tom Gil Martin scores the goal. And for Gil Martin, he gets the goal on the season now, and Syracuse 20-7, the 9th time this season. Actually, the 10th time now in 12 games that Syracuse has reached the 20-goal mark. And now a goaltending change for Loyola as Toomey comes to the bench. Nothing he can really do, Seth. He was bombarded all day long. Into the game comes Tim Dunnigan.
On that goal by Gil Martin, he went over to Gary Gate. Usually when somebody scores, the other guy, congratulations, pats him on the back, whatever. Gil Martin went over to Gate after he scored his goal, and I think actually apologized. He knows Gate has a record, but he had a wide open shot, and he had to take it, and he apologized to Gary Gate.
Gary with it behind the net, trying to work in front. Gate still stick handling. Passes in front for Brooke Chase. Now to Maricek behind the net, shot, score! Oh, pretty by Tom Maricek. What a performance he's put on. 8 goals now in the game from Maricek. 8 points rather in the game from Maricek. 3 goals and 5 assists. 21-7 Orangemen lead. 3:37 left. Seth, this game was 9-5 at halftime. Syracuse has opened it up. Now to the sidelines comes Matt Palin for the final time. The senior leaves. Matt Palin will leave Syracuse with a record of 40-2 overall. Just an amazing mark. 9-0 in playoff games for Palin. He comes to the sidelines, and Lee Hine, who will be in net for the Orangemen, he's not a senior yet. Hine will be back next year. He's in the cage now for Syracuse. Burnham brings it into the box for Loyola. Now a shot by Colbeck and another goal. Colbeck doing it all for Loyola. And it's now 21-8. Syracuse leads. The average difference all year long, 21-9 for Syracuse. So right on target again of the Orangemen. 5th goal of the game for Colbeck with 3 minutes, 25 seconds to go.
A little welcome call for Lee Hine. That time walks in the game 10 seconds later. Colbeck scores his 5th of the game. And again, the Gates, you have to look for him. I guess Coach Simmons doesn't have him out there right now. Now he does. They're back out there for the final 3 minutes.
Gary is just out there with a lot of the second teamers right now, so Brooke Chase with it right now. Sean Smith knocks it away. Gary Gate out there with the backups, trying to get that record. Dunnigan, the goaltender, behind the net. Chasing after him is Matt Ryder. Believe me, all these players in the Syracuse team would like to see Gary Gate get that record. Kronberger brings it into the attack zone for Loyola. Under 3 minutes now left. Syracuse going for 3 straight. Kronberger comes in. Shot saved by Lee Hine. Kronberger picks it back up behind the cage. Watched by Tully with a right-hand cradle. Comes in front. Has room. Fakes. Shoots. Score! He beat Hine and Holbrook. Holbrook was in the cage backing up Lee Hine. And the average score all year for Syracuse wins has been 21-9, and that's what we've got right now, Seth, with 2:47 left in this game. Kronberger gets his 2nd of the game.
It'll be interesting to see who will be the goalie next year for the 1991 Syracuse Orangemen. Jerry DiLorenzo came into this season probably as the number 2 guy, you could say. He was a backup to Matt Palin. Differences with the coaches. He's now off the team. He will be back on the team. He will join the squad in 1991. Meanwhile, the number 3 man, Lee Hine, has moved up to number 2, and he has a record of 4-0 as a starter.
Again, off the face-off. Vakeness brings it in for Loyola. The Greyhounds on the attack, but Syracuse now takes it away. The Orangemen on the attack. Sean McGowan brings it over midfield. Pass now to Gate. Now Gate actually stacked out on the left side. Gary behind the net now has it. He was just waiting there. Gary needs 2. Even with the cage on the left. Triple team. Guys just all over him every time he gets the ball. Ryder throws it in front. And now it goes a wild shot behind the net. And Syracuse will keep control. Shot taken on the play by Barr. And Gary Gate trying to get the record. 2:16 left. He's got to score 2 to break the all-time goal scoring record. For these Syracuse seniors, it's been quite a career. 51-5 after this game. The seniors will leave Syracuse. An amazing record. 27-1 inside the Carrier Dome. And 10-1 in the NCAA playoffs. Gate behind the net. Gary trying to work in front. Johnson watching him. Gate still spinning, moving. Tries to throw a shot between his legs. And it's going to be a warding off penalty on Gary Gate with 2:07 left. He's frustrated right now. Everybody in the field is aware of the record.
Including Loyola defensively. They have 3-4 guys at him, and they know why he's out in the field. He's out to score the record. And plus, Gate is not playing with his brother Paul, and Maricek are using feet on the ball. His coach Simmons does not want to run up the score, I should say, but he does want Gate to get that record.
On the attack, the Greyhounds with 1:52 to go in the fourth quarter of this national championship game. Syracuse going for its third consecutive title, up 21-9 right now as the clock continues to tick away. Kronberger comes in front. A shot goes high and wide, and Blanding there to back up. The Greyhounds will keep control. Matt Palem already out of the game. Jim Egan also on the Syracuse bench. They've got the helmets off, and the Orangemen just waiting for the final gun. And three-peat will have been accomplished. 1.5 now left in the fourth quarter. 21-9 Syracuse on top. Loyola in the offensive end. Blanding with a right-hand cradle, trying to work in front. Still spinning. Now a flag comes down with 1:15 to go. Blanding still with it, though. Passing the side of the net. A shot goes wide of the net on the right side. Pavlik unable to stuff it home. It'll be a holding call against Syracuse.
We'll be back with more SU Lacrosse on Fox 68.
Another breathtaking moment, sponsored by Florette. Rocky, Sylvester Stallone's box office blockbuster about a small-time hood who follows his dream and the woman whose love makes it come true. You'll see their breathtaking victory kiss after this.
I eat sausage with onions with your president, and my wife is telling me get lost. So, I take a Florette.
Hello, my little babushka. Only Clarette's has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
I eat a tuna on rye with a couple of onions, and now I could yell fire. Nobody'd come to my rescue. So I take a Clarette.
You called? Only Clarette's has Actazole with chlorophyll. Gets rid of bad breath fast.
Sylvester Stallone shares this tender moment of triumph with co-star Talia Shire in the final breathtaking moment from Rocky.
Brooke Chase, top of the box. Now Gate has it in the left. Gary's going to try to work in front. Spinning, still spinning. Double team. They're all over him. Behind the net, comes in front. Unable to stuff it home, and it's going to be a crease violation. Oh, Gate is doing everything in his power to try to get that goal right now. Gary really wants it as things are flying all over the place here as the wind kicks up. 22 seconds left, Seth. Syracuse. It doesn't look good for Gate, but the Orangemen are going to win this title.
Frustrating for him because Loyola coach Dave Cottle must have told his players Gary Gate need this many goals to break the record. If we lose, we lose, but don't let him break the record and then even throw more salt into the wound of Loyola.
Gate is not going to do it. We're under 10 seconds now. Loyola brings it into the offensive end with 5. The clock is ticking down with 4, 2, 1, and that is it. Let the celebration begin. Syracuse has done it. The Orangemen have accomplished three-peat. The word dynasty can now be thrown around for the Syracuse Orangemen, the 1990 Lacrosse National Champions. 13 seniors go out in style for Syracuse. 21-9 is the final score of the championship game. The Orangemen out at midfield, hugging joyously. Syracuse has done it. 3 consecutive national championships for the Orangemen. Today, a win here at Rutgers Stadium over Loyola by the score of 21-9. The Orangemen are national champions, the 5th team in Syracuse lacrosse history to go undefeated. 27 straight wins for the Syracuse Orangemen. So Syracuse wins the 1990 Lacrosse National Championship for the 3rd straight time. The Orange are champs. Final score, Syracuse 21, Loyola 9.
WSYT's coverage of the NCAA National Championship Lacrosse game has been brought to you by Marine Midland Bank.